What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again with yet another set review. A little bit different this time. We have a sort of condensed, only the most important cards from Magia Record. Joined today by Andy and Brian, as usual.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again with another.
That's us.
Yeah, that's us. And then we also have our two esteemed guests, the Ryan Wibberley from Canada and Niko from Burn One.
Esteemed.
Yeah.
What the hell? What?
I don't think
Yeah.
I'm esteemed, so I guess he must be talking about you.
Mm.
Who the hell is this Niko guy? What does he even know?
Exactly.
Ryan Strictly Broken. Almost forgot for a second there. We need events to come back so that all these sponsorships can be real again. But yeah, let's move into stuff.
Yeah. Can we prelude it with a little a little quick little discussion about what the builds for Magia Record are that people were playing? I know nothing
sure.
about the set. I don't know if
That's,
Brian's looked at it too much either.
I have not.
That is Ryan and Niko's wheelhouse for sure.
Maybe you guys can give us a little TLDR. What is the one or two meta builds of the set looking like?
I think before the anime set dropped, it was mainly book bar, and I want to say book shot. Unless you want to correct me there, Ryan.
So in Japan, the four tops that Magia Record had when it was a quote-unquote relevant deck were all book bar. So that was, for the most part, the meta build. It's just green and yellow. Red kind of sucks. Yellow kind of sucks. Over in the West, a couple people, myself included, were brewing this stock soul shot deck with the pseudo standby combo. It was all pretty alright. It wasn't the best, but those are the two main builds or the popular builds. It was mainly book bar though.
And that's all without second set. That's just within Magia Record. That's
just with Magia Record, not with the anime set.
Is that what you were asking, Andy?
Yeah, it was. And just so everyone is on the same page, any of our viewers, we have this Madoka Magica set coming out in English, but then there's another second Madoka Magica Magia Record set that we are going to be getting in the future as well. There's two different sets coming. This one and then another expansion.
And that's why we have this one kind of condensed down to only the important cards, because this set came out in Japan so long ago that it's pretty dated, so there's only very important standout cards that you need to know, and it might guide you in what you need to pick up or what you're thinking about if you're trying to save money, since Bushiroad is gonna destroy y'all Madoka fans with back-to-back releases possibly. We don't have an announcement on the next one, but
I was gonna say, does the anime set even have a release date yet?
No, not yet. People are theorizing that it'll be the next thing right after it, though. So we will see.
Yeah,
It's going to be two sets in one English edition. You heard it here first.
No,
Like the Angel Beats.
please no.
Magia Record re-edit, yeah.
All right. Well, we can jump into the actual
I think we
cards.
can jump into it then, yeah.
Andy, you're first.
So only the relevant stuff. All right. I don't know any of these characters, but this looks like an autumn-themed girl, autumn-themed witch. Haide.
She's like a druid.
She's like a druid. Assist all your characters in front get 500 power. Ooh, that's pretty good. Pay one, discard a climax from your hand to waiting room. Choose a character in your waiting room, return to your hand. This is kind of underwhelming. It's just
It's repeatable. It's an act.
Yeah, it's
Start
a repeatable
up.
climax filter.
Start up. Yeah, sorry. Hotsy notation.
Okay.
It's a repeatable climax ditch.
Yeah, without even with the anime set, Monika's ditch outs are kind of limited. So especially when you don't have the anime set, like this card is the premier ditch out. As I mentioned, the top end of choice is usually bar. Bars go to hand. You have no way to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
You get the 3 bars in hand means. So this card gives you a way to get rid of them while also giving you a stock out.
And
Another
you have
thing
a
to
rest
kind of
too,
note-
right? Yeah.
Yeah, another quick thing to note, though, is before the anime set comes out, so if we're talking strictly in the mobile game set, this is still one of your only real consistent ways of salvaging.
Mm.
there's a single salvage brainstorm, but it's usually not played because the game plan revolves more around the search brainstorm. So this gives you access to the bin, which the deck wouldn't have otherwise. And this set doesn't even have like a drop salvage or whatever.
Damn. So yeah, pretty important card from the trial deck.
500 assists, probably get more hate than they deserve to. I mean, they're like not impressive, but
Well, when
Yeah,
you only
like
had the
a nice thing to have
Yachio.
in the back row, probably.
You kind of so like without anime set, your level 1 is actually like a walling level 1 with the vanilla power Shimakaze and an oversized JC. So like with the ideal back row setup, your cards are 6,500 and 7,500 on defense. Like the 500 assist power like plays into the walling strategy that you kind of do on the swing back. It's not that irrelevant.
Yeah, I think we can move on to rating it.
Good to know, yeah.
Card is pretty important to the old Magia Record builds. I agree.
Seems
Are we rating it in context of like just this set or in context of everything? Because
I guess that's important to lay down.
yeah, because with anime,
You
like,
don't play this card.
This card's okay, but it's like its need or its value drops a lot, and most people have just outright cut it. So like if we're talking about this card in like the context of the anime set, then like the rating or the value of it goes down. But in the context of the Mobage set, then like the rating is higher.
Well, just to spoil things a little bit, we are immediately doing that set review immediately after this in the exact same set of set reviews. So let's rate them in like sort of the scope of everything then. So this is probably not as important. So just like a C, niche, good, I guess.
Yeah, I think in the context of the set, it sounds like it's going to be, while at face value, not a super impressive card. Just if you're running a lot of books and bars and whatever, and if the set doesn't really have any other good salvage tools, and this becomes a little bit better.
All right, I think we can move on.
Mhm.
Brian?
All right. We have as a fashion model, Yachio. During your opponent's turn, if all of your characters are magic trait, this sits at 4K level 1, yeah. Seems pretty good.
This is the first time this profile was printed. English actually already has this, the Arisa from Bang Dream Volume 2. So it was the first one ever, but it's it's not the first one in English. It was not? What do you mean?
No,
I thought this was first.
There was other similar effects to it. I think this is like the only real one that had this kind of condition, but there was other effects that like if your opponent has X amount of cards on the board, this gets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. This is like playable though. This is
I like the condition on this one.
In
It's
context
synergy
of
with the.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, it looks like it has good synergy with the last card too. It walls up at 4,500, so it's up a level, so they can't bomb it, and then it's bigger than their oversize inherently if you have the 500 assist.
Yeah, Magia Record PD looking pretty good.
The brainstorm of choice for the deck, the Yachio Search Brainstorm, is also a global 500 to all level 1s. So this card can be a
cool
level 1 on opponent's turn when you open it. So if you open it plus a back row, it's probably not going to die. And it'll generate E pluses like consistently. But like this card was mainly run because the Mobage set zeros kind of suck, and you have nothing better to play.
Yeah.
I can see how it's kind of old school though. It kind of has like the old school effect of color identity with blue getting power on opponent's turn. It used to be like blue's thing.
Yeah. Like this card's okay. With the anime set, you get better zeros, so you get more options to play with. So this card sort of faded out of relevancy, especially because like the main set, there's another blue beater oversized that's like slightly better. So like, yeah, this card's kind of fallen off as well from anime.
I used to think these like in general were a lot better, but after playing with the Arisa like a good bit, 2,500's like fine, but it's like vanilla. The fact that it can't swing over anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second, this card has a problem killing cards, which is a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem for your oversize to not be able to kill other cards. Like
I don't know.
eh,
How I look at my oversized is I kind of I value them more for the fact that they can
It'll live.
back.
Mm-hmm.
And this card's great at living back.
Just a stock
Yeah,
generator. If you're
it reads pretty decent. I'd be interested in trying it out if I were playing this set.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. We got the trial deck level 3. It's just an on-play heal, this Iroha, and then on attack Shimakai, number of magic characters. Pretty vanilla, pretty whatever, but I know some decks pre-anime ran this at like a 1-of.
The bar combo top end was an on reverse like Yukina.
Yeah, okay.
And it was really weak by itself. So you ran this card with an additional healer in a way to get it over to get reverses.
I see. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about the Homura from the first set?
No.
There's a Madoka later on. So like this card has actually lost a lot of overall relevance just because most top ends now aren't like running that specifically. Like the Madoka bar combo that we're going to see a little later is not really played that much anymore. And since your like new options for like top ends don't really require power, this card's usually not run when it comes to like the anime set or in context of the anime set.
Anime also gives slightly better ways to pump power with the one of the 1-0 Irohas in that set. So like again, this card's like relevancy drops.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not a huge fan of Shimakais in general, but I feel like I'd want that if I were to want one, I'd want it like on a level 1 or something earlier in the game.
But had more value later. But like
Mhm.
this was
But
like
I guess
a heal, yeah.
if you're just trying to pump your finisher, having it all like the heal and the 2 soul and the extra power all coming from one lane is kind of, that's sufficient.
All right, this is the last card from the trial deck that we're highlighting. So this will be a new trial deck coming to English, Magic Record trial deck. So even if you plan to only play anime or you want to single things out, just be aware some cards from the trial deck you might want to pick up.
Oh wait, never mind.
Okay, so this is unique.
It looked like she didn't have legs for a second.
What?
I thought she didn't have legs, but her feet are like in the text box.
What? All right, this is Niko.
Never mind. Are we looking at the same cards?
Yeah, this is Asana.
100 RR.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's just wearing armor. Anyway, this is the Sana Brainstorm. Start of your climax phase, choose one of your level 2 or lower characters, and that character gets -1 level for the turn. And then top self, salvage Brainstorm. This is... If it didn't have like the level 2 or lower condition, I feel like this card would probably be a lot better in my eyes. But this card is kind of outshone specifically in like the anime set. And it's, unless you just want a tap self salvage Brainstorm. Now, wait a minute, no. They even printed a better one in the anime set, so I think this card is just kind of like lost a lot of its relevance. It helps you connect if you're really trying to monopolize off of that mechanic of where your entire board is a single level. But other than that, it's kind of whatever.
Yeah,
You're
Madoka.
gonna have other options that are better.
Yeah, Mobage. I guess I should preface this. This set like introduced the new mechanic as game flavor, where like if some level ones check the front row, it and sees if they're all the same level, and if they are, then like they get effects. So like the Brainstorm has synergy with those kind of cards. It lets you play like refreshers or whatever to still meet the connect condition. That was like the point of that effect.
Yeah. That's like a mechanic from the game, right? Like trying to bring the game flavor over the connect.
Yep.
I mean, it's very interesting.
I kind of like the flavor of that. It seems like if you want to play a something that focuses on the cards in these sets, this would be a important card to have then, so you can hit your level requirements. But if you're going for a more like good stuff build using the anime cards too, you probably use that one. It sounds like.
I think this also loses a lot of like extra utility because you can't protect your level 3s with it, but another card in the set can.
Yeah, you can't like early play and then make them like level 2s and laugh at your opponent holding anti-change counter.
Yeah, that would make this card a lot better.
It's kind of irrelevant. I also should like maybe make it clear that the connect cards also kind of suck except for one. So like that effect is even more irrelevant. This card's basically just a vanilla top self-salvage brainstorm. Gone back to 2014 or whenever when that was premium.
Yeah. You know, you talk about the legs being in armor. I look at this and I think of Star Fox, and they don't have legs. They chop them off. Is that how it works with Sana? They have metal legs.
Poor Star Fox.
She's a knight, dude. She's carrying a shield and she's wearing armor.
You guys have never heard that? They cut off their legs? Like a
What,
thing.
is it just because they only have their heads in the...
No. That's canon. All the Star Fox characters don't have any legs. They're all metal.
Yeah, they have metal legs.
Their legs can't handle the G-force or something, so they cut
Yeah.
them off to be metal.
Yeah!
So that way they can handle the G-force in the starships that they fly or whatever they're called.
You've never heard that meme, dude? It's like Fox has metal legs.
Dude, that's why Falco kicks so hard in Super Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
A beefy dare.
All right, next card. I was trying to fill space. All right, Ryan, this is you.
Oh, cool. It's your girl, Mommy, from the original cast of characters everyone knows and loves. On play, check top 2 rearrange, and then it's an on reverse Rize. It's on reverse check 3. Add a yellow character to your hand, and then discard a card.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, how relevant is yellow?
I said this already. Yellow. I'm not gonna swear. Yellow sucks in this set.
Especially,
it's really bad.
Yellow gets a
really
lot
bad.
better support in the anime set, to where you wouldn't feel as bad running this. But up till now, Yellow's very gimped, for lack of better terminology.
This card has like the opposite issue that the other cards had, where like they faded out of relevancy. This card actually fades into relevancy when the anime set comes out, because yellow becomes like the best color in the set. It's like in Mobage standalone, this card is worthless. It was like a 200 yen double R at one point, but it's gotten better now with the anime set.
It seems like a pretty nice payoff to running a lot of yellow.
Yeah.
Really solid level 0.
Just like
with the new stuff, especially when like as I mentioned, yellow is one of the better colors. Like this card is pretty good, but the condition on only grabbing yellow is a pain in the ass, to put it nicely, because like there's not enough good yellow cards to make the percentages on getting good cards or just getting cards in general like worth it without making the deck slightly worse.
Yeah, it's not like Armin tier, right? Where like Armin hits on literally every good card in your deck, of which you run a bazillion of them.
Yeah.
Armin's also on play, so I mean that's another strike against this.
I mean, yeah, this was when they printed sane cards, not on play Rizes.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a perfectly balanced effect though. Look at the top 2 backs, like pretty good effect, I think.
If you're hard in yellow, this card seems perfectly fine, but it sounds like the yellow might be a little rough, at least until the anime set.
No, yellow doesn't exist in this set. It's all anime.
Okay.
Still, though, I think I'm gonna give this is like a B+. I think
we're rating it in terms of anime.
Yeah, in terms of anime,
This card has a lot more value in anime because yellow is more prevalent. So, yeah, it gets progressively better.
All right, I think we're good. We can move on. Andy, this is you. Back around. Alicia.
Oh shit! Really? Hammer Girl from Hammer Girl Anime. For shoutouts. 2 or fewer climax cards in your waiting room. This gets a minus level, so early play gets 1,000 power for each of your back row magic characters. When this is placed from hand to stage, top card of your clock to waiting room.
Yeah, this card's pretty good.
Yeah, Niko and Ryan instantly with the A+A.
Yeah, I saw the
early play healer that sits at 11k cross turn seems.
And this is before backups. This is before supports.
So this is actually like the second best early play profile in the game as it stands right now. And I say second best because hand encore early plays are like marginally better.
The 10-5s?
10-5 with hand encore I think is marginally better than an 11k base. But like this card is super premium and it's really good.
I mean,
It's
It's
a set
really-
with refresh too, so
Yeah, so some people would complain that like Tier List climaxes kind of suck, but this set or Madoka in general is a set with 2 refreshes, and like the deck is built around abusing the refreshes. So like there's inherent synergy with this type of early play in regards to like how the deck wants to be playing.
I think I've had this card played down against me at least 300 times. In the past 2 to 3 months. Yeah, card's extremely important.
Seems pretty good.
I'm more on the right. I think this card is like, this is one of the cards that's making Madoka like totally fine.
if there's like one card, like if it's one card you can say that you absolutely should pick up from this set, it is this card.
Yeah, this Felicia.
Yeah, so like when Mobage set came out and yellow kind of sucked, this card saw no play and was also like a 200 yen double R. But like after anime, this card spiked to like, what is it, 2480 now? Is that what
Yeah,
it's sitting
something
at?
along that line. I mean,
Jesus.
the SP
Yeah,
also
they
spiked
did
up
this-
in price ridiculously.
Yeah, the SP is spiked by 60%, and then like the actual double R is like 1,000% increase at least.
Yikes.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, it's 1,000? Is that math?
Yeah, I
Wait,
think it's math.
yeah,
It works.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. Math, it works. Yeah, like so like if you're playing just the Mobage set, then like you're never gonna use this card. But if you want to spec on the anime set, then this card is super premium, and you play it in like basically every list, at least 3 of.
And I mean, when
Yeah.
let's be honest, when you see prices like on JK or Strictly or wherever you buy Weiss from, it's gonna be priced like according to the anime set because the anime set has already been announced for English.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
unfortunately, I don't think y'all will get for all our viewers out there, y'all won't get the nice spec on it. But you still
I
need
don't
it.
know. Yeah, I think they might.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because, you know, a lot of packs will get open and these cards just won't sell. So the price will fluctuate down.
Oh wait, I should also mention that like even though this card's worse than a hand encore early play, you can give this card hand encore because Madoka's cool. So
Yeah,
checkmate, atheists or whatever.
I should have put that on this slide. Original Madoka, and you can actually go out and pick this card out in English right now. There's a Sayaka from, I believe, first set,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
the first
double R in the first set.
and it comes in foil, and it gives
Okay.
hand on quarter front. Just generalized hand on quarter front. If you've seen my thing on Del Segno that'll be out by the time this comes out, I talk a lot about how dumb hand on quarter front can be. So just something to think about, something to spec on right now. You can't spec on this.
Just play this guy. I give global hand encore.
Ooh.
Pretty good.
Broken.
If
I gotta
this guy
say,
could
too,
keep
out
hand.
of the cards we've seen so far, I like this girl's outfit the best. It's a dope
Alicia's
hammer
pretty
she's got.
pog. She's got a
Got
big
a hammer.
Got that.
She's
helmet
got
with
the
horn.
big hammer. She likes cows that go moo. She speaks like
She
a
looks
boy
like a
and
farmer.
says
She looks like a
"ora"
farmer.
Yeah,
and ore.
she does use Ore. I remember that from the anime. I was like, whoa, aggressive. But I like Felicia a lot. So, all right, we can move on. It's enough about Felicia.
All right, we have this Suruno, level 3 climax combo off shot. When this card attacks, if the shot is in your climax area, this gains the following ability until end of turn. Activates up to once per turn. When damage dealt by this card is canceled, burn your opponent 1, put 1 card from the top of your clock to your waiting room. So burn 1, heal 1 on cancel. It also has activates up to 1 time per turn. During the turn this card is placed from hand to stage. When damage dealt by this is canceled, also burn 1.
Better all.
Wow,
On
Basketball
cancel,
girl.
burn 1, heal 1 seems pretty good.
that's pretty
Fun.
solid. Yeah.
For free.
Basketball is never mentioned with this character at all.
Yeah,
outside of this card art.
Yeah, there's a single crapped out since Memoria, whatever you want to call it, where she's playing basketball, and that's the only time basketball's ever mentioned.
And it's her climax for her double rare. Very funny.
I like how it's a shot climax and she's taking a shot. in
Maybe
a
that's what they were going for.
Sure.
basketball
Suruno's
shot.
pretty
That's
pog,
definitely what
dude.
they're going for. That's so clever. I love
She's
it.
got the ponytail.
I do like
Got the
ponytail.
basketball. She runs the Chinese quote unquote right? Restaurant, Chinese
Yeah.
question mark restaurant.
Their family owns Bon Bonzai, the most mediocre Chinese restaurant in Mitakahara. Mitakihara.
So, like, actual question though, regarding Weiss, is there a way to like get this into play early?
No.
No.
Well, okay, technically yes, but no.
The card we will reveal later on down the line, but there's no real value.
There's no real standby, Andy. There's only pseudo standby.
I was gonna say, like, if you could do this multiple times, like if you could get this online at level 2, I'd really like it.
I know you're thinking like the Shao tier, right? Like that sort of idea, because it does heal.
Just press the advantage really hard.
I was thinking more aggro, just being able to like climax turn after turn after turn and just keep doing damage.
Yeah, no, doesn't work like that. But like,
with repeatedly doing that, mainly just because Madoka doesn't have a lot of super strong draw profiles. The climaxes you draw, you're mainly going to need to like either draw from your like draw for turn or clock draw.
yeah. So one of the issues, even with anime, is like cantripping in this set is basically irrelevant and doesn't exist. And you're gonna see that theme throughout the like both set reviews. So like the fact that this card is just a climax combo and that's about it is already a detriment to it. Because you're gonna have to like you're gonna have to hard draw shot and then hold it, which is like not always ideal. This card also just doesn't do anything without a climax.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's got cancel burn.
Without climax, you still get a cancel burn. You get a cancel burn, and then climax
like,
combo, you get another cancel burn.
Right. But like, why would you not just play a card that heals instead, or like does anything else besides just a cancel burn? Because just a cancel burn almost isn't enough, or it's like almost never enough.
I think what they're going for is like you're either killing them that turn, right? You're like either sticking that big damage for like 3 or 4, and then if you don't, you then like get a heal down.
Well, this is typically combined with a specific event that we'll get to pretty soon, where it is more of a I kill you card.
You can stack a bunch of cancel burns and trigger shots with this. Like the issue isn't killing your opponent with this card. The issue is like the fact that you have to hold a climax, and if you whiff climax, then this card doesn't do anything.
Because you don't have like draw into it.
Yeah, then it's
you have
bad Musashi at that point.
Yeah, you have poor cantrip, and then like this set came out before climax swappers were a thing, so you don't even have like that to fall back on or whatever. Yeah. Like the one good thing about this card is that like it gives you a payoff if you go, or quote unquote payoff if you go heavy into yellow, and it's like super costless. It's like you can play towards the Felicia early play, which is a really good card, a bit harder, and then go into level 3 with only 6 stock and still do triple combo, unlike other like finishing profiles.
Yeah, I really like just how free it is. Like you kind of just get to play like a really organic like game plan. You don't have to like feel bad about paying out stock throughout the course of a game, because it's not like you need to build up that much for a finisher. I really value that, just being able to like play like off the cuff in the moment, be able to use your stock how you need to use it. I actually really like this card. As someone who hasn't seen the rest of the set, I really like this. I could definitely see myself messing around with this and playing with this, and like maybe it being my finisher of choice even.
For sure.
I guess I'd have to see the other ones. But I'm a big simp for shot triggers too.
I just like Serena. That's where the plus came from.
Serena pretty strong.
She's super cute, and the yellow SPs in this set are the only ones that use different art, so that's pretty pog.
Yeah, it is pretty pog. All right, moving on. We have this Felicia, 104K. At the start of your attack phase, choose a character in your front row. If all the levels of your characters in your front row are the same, it's the first time we're seeing the quote-unquote connect keyword. This gains 3,000 power for the turn. When this is reversed in battle, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's level 2 or higher, you can pop this back to your hand. So coin flip for level 2s. So this is the first time we're seeing the connect. This is how it's worded. If all the levels of your characters in the front row are the same, after manipulation that you do in main phase or climax phase, depending on the timing of your abilities, if they're all the same, you get this thing to kick. This is how Weiss does keywords. We know it's annoying. We just had the jargon video come out, but like this is Connect.
Seems like a really good card. Effect seems super free to get off, especially with the level manipulation you get from the Brainstormer.
Right, but what does this card actually do?
It's
Like for a
107k
grindier deck.
that pops back. It's a 107k that pluses you maybe.
Okay, but what is it actually doing?
It attacks, hits them with a hammer hard. It kills whatever it's hitting with the hammer, and then it maybe kills something else with a hammer the next turn.
It's
It,
like,
it
top
turns
check.
sideways and gets you stuck.
Yeah, but is that enough? Is the
I mean, you're playing it in a shot deck. You're like, it's aggro, dude. Aggro. It's a good aggro card.
Go ahead, Wibbs.
No, you can go. You're gonna say the point I'm gonna say.
All right, maybe. So we'll see. So I think in the context of the Mobage set, you'd have to run yellow, which I think, as we kind of already covered, yellow's not a super premium color in the Mobage set. In the context of the anime set, you have better level 1s to run, and you have decent level 0s to run too. And just in general, there's no real reason to like take this coin flip risk, because you also have access to cards with like Hand Encore, so you can just save your premium cards instead. So this plus just feels irrelevant. What do you want to add?
So the effects, or like this combination of effects, is like actually anti-synergistic as well, because the way it pluses itself back to hand. If you go into level 2 on the next turn, then this card's going to be a poor attacker unless you're sandbagging a turn, because you're not going to be able to make your entire front row the same level. It's like you're plussing. If you're having a quote-unquote standard game of Weiss and like you don't stay at level 1 for any longer, then like this card pluses into a 104k attacker that doesn't do anything. It's not progressing your game plan. It's not doing anything.
I don't know. You could clock it for yellow at that point. If you have 2 Brainstormers, you could double level down your level 3. Everything's level 1.
You can't.
You can't target the level 3.
Level 3.
There's a single card in the entire set that can level down level 3s, and it's like a 2-1 support that doesn't really do anything else. It's pretty mediocre. It's like there's anti-synergy if you're trying to play like a quote-unquote standardized game plan of Weiss.
Yeah, this card's kind of fucking whatever.
Yeah, it seems
It's not like when we're talking about
yeah.
like coin flip level 1s, right? We're talking about like ones that actually saw a lot of play, ones that were regarded as like good. Like I think of the Lisbeth, the one that just saved itself. It did like literally nothing else. It had nothing, and it was played in a deck that gained a lot of value by mid battle phase revealing your top trigger, and this deck just really doesn't. At least in my experience, I don't know if that's completely off base, but like you don't gain a lot of value off that interaction at all, which is a big reason to even run these cards in the first place, because you can't guarantee the plus.
So like, I think it's a card that aggro decks would really like. I don't know. Just maybe it's just coming from playing Magic, like that perspective, but it's like, wow, I can just like aggressively throw my hand at my opponent and run their shit over, and then pluses for me still. You can like really like try field hard and push damage.
I don't know.
and
You'd
still
have to
your
run
cards
so
in
many
hand.
level 2s for this to be a 50-50. Level 2 or higher is like a much lower, especially at level 1, to actually have go off, even on your first deck.
I guess, but isn't 107k is already overstated though?
Right, but you have to jump through hoops to make it a 7k. And if you can't jump through said hoops, then it doesn't do anything.
Well,
it's
okay.
vanilla.
The hoop
Yeah,
seems pretty
and-
big though. The hoop seems
Yeah, I was about to
massive.
say, Andy, the hoop is pretty wild, especially if you're playing a quote unquote aggro deck that is sandbagging more often than not, right? Or going under more often than not, where you're playing level 0s to fulfill your attacker slots. How do you make those level 1 so that this lane can possibly win?
Well, I mean, you can just make this a level 0 with the Sauna Brainstorm in that situation. It's perfectly fine.
I guess
But, like,
you can
you-
if you're playing yellow.
You're still having to jump through hoops to make your card not a vanilla. and like those hoops are eventually going to result in like poor turns. Or, like,
I
poor
meant
decision-making.
the hoop. When I said the hoop was big, I meant it was like big and easy to get through. Like easy hoop.
So Andy, just because this is from the going to be from the anime set, but there is a 104K that gets 3K power just on your turn, so you don't have to jump through those hoops, and is a climax combo on the same character. Obviously, that's a bit of a spoiler.
In the
but,
same
like,
color.
No, yeah, in the same color, same character, and like more or less same condition, same power on defense. Well, better condition, same power on defense, and it pluses you better.
With a climax combo.
Takes up the
with a
spot of your
climax
combo though. This would be more of like play this in addition to your combo.
That, and you just have other
I'd
better
imagine.
like level ones you would want to throw in for like
Can I just, like,
auxiliary roles, if that makes sense. Go ahead, Whips.
can we get back to the question of what does this card actually do? What does it do?
It doesn't do much of anything.
I mean,
Kill
it comes in,
something,
it
and
kills
maybe
something, it can
pluses.
potentially plus you, and then next turn you have a card in hand. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
How is
You
that
will have you have this same card in hand. So
how are you? How does that progress anything? Like, Weiss is a game
It
of
lets you go
progression.
dicks out and just
Yeah.
Tri-field without really feeling punished.
It's at level 1, you tri-field anyway.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That doesn't really
The
do
way
anything.
The way I look at Weiss is that, like, Weiss is a game of progression. Like, everything should lead into each other, and this card doesn't lead into anything. It's like a band-aid that's trying to fix a problem for a deck that shouldn't have that problem unless it's bad. It's like, why would you be playing this when you could be playing cards that like actually do something to progress your game plan or lead you into the next step of the game plan?
I just like that she has a chain that attaches her upper belt to her bottom belt. Doesn't the belt
Felicia's
keep
pretty
it tight anyway? Keep it tight anyway?
Felicia's super cute.
Yeah, Felicia's cute. But yeah, I kind of agree with Wibbs. I don't think this does anything for any build in like a meaningful way. Like, doesn't lead into the next turn, like Ryan said. Like,
Yeah,
in a way that's worth
I'll concede that point. Ryan does make a good point.
On the base level, it does lead into the next turn because it's potentially giving you a card for the next turn that attacks, right? Like, that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
well, when that turn is level 2,
that means the next turn's gonna suck, and having bad turns is not a good thing. It's not something like you're trying to strive for when you're deck building and playing.
I was just thinking if I go to level 2 and I want to play an early play, and I can't level down my early play, then this card doesn't do anything.
Well, I mean, you would clock this then, though. It's just
why would I clock? I don't want to clock. I'm at level 2. I just plussed for my combo.
Yeah, you want to clock because you heal.
Why would you? Yeah, but what if I don't want to? What if I ate shit and I want to heal?
You save it and you clock it the next turn, or you filter it out of your hand with something else. Twice. You can turn any card into any other card.
We're
We're really spending a lot of time on this card.
Alright, that's right. We can move on then. Niko, it's you.
Alright, so we have this sauna. During your turn, this gets -1 level and gets 500 power, so it's a level 0, 50, 500 power. Climax combos with the wind. When the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, choose one of your characters. That character gets 1k power and 1 soul for the turn, and this gains the following ability until the next end of your opponent's turn. When this is front attacked, you may return this to your hand.
Needs reverse. Doesn't plus.
Needs a reverse. Well, it pluses in a sense
pluses
that like, you
itself.
get the card back.
Yeah.
You can push more damage, quote unquote, but like, like Wibb said earlier, this doesn't really lead to anything. This isn't helping you set up your next turn. It's not helping you set up your level 3. Like, you're not searching for anything, and then
it's
like if you whiff, you just feel really bad.
Yeah.
It's like successive power. Only on turn with soul. Why is she holding a shield and why is this so soul aggressive? That's anti-synergy.
You hit them with the shield for big damage.
Dude, wait. You see the green part on her shield?
Mm-hmm.
So like the way she actually fights
Like
is
the
that
whole
like she can like make the green part disappear and then it shoots like chain axes and chain maces at
Yeah,
people.
it's like a pocket dimension in her
Yeah,
shield.
it's a pocket dimension.
Alright, well,
it's
this
like
card just became
she,
like about 200 times cooler.
she like runs up and then smacks them with the shield and then she shoots a fucking huge ass spike ball on a chain out of it.
Damn.
That's really badass.
I'll give it a C- for chain chomp. But actually, no, I can't. This card sucks. It's like a T.
Yeah, this card is fairly aggressively like it's just not great.
Have you
This
ever
is also
seen the,
another reason why yellow's not super great in this in the Mobage set.
Have you ever seen the episode of South Park where they have like the manatees and they're pushing around the balls in the tank and they're coming up with a Family Guy skit? And it's just like a bunch of random like idea balls put together. That's what this card is. It's made by manatees. It's just a bunch of random effects dumped into one card. Do any of you get the reference, or was that?
I've
I
seen that
understand.
before.
I thought it
yeah.
was headless chickens though, or am I thinking of a different episode?
Probably a different episode. There was definitely an episode with manatees pushing around these balls in an aquarium tank. That you should make that the thumbnail, Carmen.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I'm a weeb. I just watched Japanese virtual YouTubers.
South
watch
Park is
those.
anime, sir.
And you're
I
better
don't
for it, Ryan. You're better
I
for
don't
it.
watch anime. Anime is for weebs.
All right. Next card. Ryan, this is you.
Oh, cool. It's Sana and Felicia on a Christmas date. It's a 0 power level 2 backup, but when you use the backup, you give the entire opponent's front row minus 1,000 power for the turn.
So when
Random
That's
anti
wild.
damage.
when they chump with 1,000 power less characters in all 3 lanes, it's like money countering 3 times for 1.
I don't really like
Yeah,
it.
it's this meme.
This is it's cute, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool design space. It at least forces your opponent to like attack in awkward sequencing if they don't want you to like do this on your first attack. But
Expect to
Probably really not
randomly
that
like
good.
get hit by this at least once while playing against this deck, because I'm sure somebody's gonna run it at a regionals or something.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's my spicy tech to money counter my opponent's chump.
I do it.
I mean,
Don't play
it doesn't work against a
I'll beat
1k1. Like a 1k1 beats that because it's only minus 1,000.
This card's not even better than a vanilla level 2 counter. Like, what's the point of this card?
Oh, it's a
It's
cool
funny.
card though. I like it.
It negs 3k power. That's better than 2,500 power backup. Broken.
Wait, but a vanilla level 2
Vanilla
backup
is
is
3K.
3k power. This is
Oh,
literally
right.
a vanilla
No, you're
backup, but the power is neg power
No, but
instead,
these
and it's split.
stack 2 of them in one turn.
Wow.
Restanders hate her.
My worst game ever. Alright, let's talk about a cooler card. Go to the next one. Andy.
It's me again. This is a new girl. She looks like a knight.
This is
Jean.
Jean d'Arc.
I should have fucking figured they would have like reused that character for 400th time.
If you're
So,
playing
like, the
English,
back.
her official English name is what? Dart? Tart?
Dark.
Tart.
Dark. DARC.
All right.
What the
All right,
fuck?
well, let's talk about Dart here. 2-1, all your level 3 higher characters in front get K. Pay 1, send this to memory, heal.
Pretty good.
That's not bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Your Felicia's become 13k on defense, and then if walling up's not really needed, you pay 1 heal. It's yeah. I think it's overall fine.
It's
Yep.
like really efficiently costed too. You can kind of like slam it down like right when you hit level 2, and then
Heal if you need it, yeah.
like later on you get the heal and the memory compression.
This usually currently finds its way into most of the like Madoka lists being played as a 1 or a 2 of.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. I was doing something. This is the best level 2 support in Madoka as it stands right now. This card's completely worthless in Mobage because it's yellow. This card's pretty good in anime because it's yellow. The real value of this card is the fact that its second effect removes it from the board. It's like I'll spoil it. The way the deck works, or the way the deck is going to be working, is you're going to be brainstorming a lot. This deck is going to be playing a top 2 brainstorm, and your goal is to like brainstorm 3 or 4 times in a turn or whatever, and then loop free freshes. So the fact that this card removes itself from the board plays into that game plan of looping brainstorms and looping free freshes efficiently without having you do quote unquote neg cards. Does that make sense? Did I explain
Yeah,
that
it
right?
doesn't go to waiting room, yeah.
So you can brainstorm so top 2 brainstorms can tap anything. You can tap this card, excuse me, you can tap this card for a Brainstorm, and then you can remove it from the board with the heal effect to play another card that you're going to tap to Brainstorm, instead of having to just overplay the neg a card, or quote-unquote neg a card. So instead, you're still negging a card, but it's like at least a neg that's doing something to progress
it's
the game
healing
plan
you.
or whatever, of stalling at level 2. Yeah, that's like the real value of this card. And then it's like sometimes a card that makes your Felicia's 13k on offense if you need power in the matchup.
I think the card's really fucking good after having played into it a
Well,
bazillion
it makes
times.
him big on defense too, right? Because it gives
It's cross turn.
cross turn.
Yeah, that's the big part and why I said it was pretty versatile. It's like this is the like one of the best examples of like putting cool effects or like 2 different effects on a card, but both of them turn out to be pretty good.
All right, we can move on.
Manatees did a good job with that one.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? No? No?
I don't think
right,
so.
sorry. Memory is overrated. Memory is a buzzword.
Oh yeah, memory's the
Memory
buzzword.
sucks. This card's bad because it goes to memory. What else is it?
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Who are we at right now?
I believe
This is Brian.
this
He
is
gets the
me,
cat
yeah.
counter.
I do. This is card 25. This is Friends in the Back Alley. 2/1 event counter. Choose one of your characters in battle. Pop it back to your hand. Choose a character in your front row and move it to the slot that the character was in as the defending character.
This art makes me cry. This story was so sad.
Why would you? No, come on, dude.
Dude, wait, this is the Sana
No,
story.
Yeah, no, I know.
No
I understand,
spoilers.
dude.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's
I
not in
understand.
the anime. It's a game
Oh,
only story. Yeah, Niko and I we're fucking whales in the Ian version of the mobile game. Rest in peace.
We're whales.
R.I.P. Yeah. I wonder if we were in that list of like top 10 spenders.
I wish they would have published it. That would have been really funny.
I don't want to see my mistakes published online like that.
So I really
This
don't know
card
whether
has
to-
some potential interesting interactions, but you're probably not playing it. Once again, it
Yeah.
kind of falls into that whole thing of like you don't have a lot of ways to cantrip. There's no way you're playing this as like a 3 or 4 of to try to consistently draw into it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty funny if you have like Devil Homura on the board and like you can force cards to repeatedly attack Devil Homura.
I
The
like
problem is,
that.
I don't know where you're getting the hand in the stock.
It's like a 1 cost great performance one time.
That's broken.
Seems
This
like-
card is this actual like bounce back counter profile used to be really good back in Kill a Kill when that deck was meta. But like the caveat there was that it was a costless counter and it didn't move something. So it would just bounce a card back to your hand and you could loop Musashi's or loop healers, whatever Kill a Kill did. I don't know. I didn't play that deck. But like the fact that this card is costed just to bounce a card back, and then you also have to still take the front attack or whatever, like defeats the purpose. You don't get to dodge on reverse. You're wasting your resources, so like looping like level 3s to heal or whatever, it doesn't really work most of the time. It's like, what's the point?
See,
What's the point of this card?
I think it's like a more like an incremental advantage piece. You know, like I think how you're supposed to be meant to use it is with like the Felicia early play, really beefy Felicia, right? Like it makes it difficult for your opponent to front attack any lane because then you just like pop that character back to your hand, move the Felicia over. Now they're crashing into your big ass Felicia.
So the problem is,
And you
like,
saved your
a lot
card.
of the time when you're playing Felicia, you're usually playing her as like a 2-of to the field. So you're going to heal down twice, and then your other lane's going to be kind of like either a throwaway, or like ideally it's going to be a 2-1 free fresh. So
Yeah, so your Felicias hit over their big lanes. Your shitter hits over their shit lane, and then when they go to front attack your shitter, you can.
okay. This
you can
kind
get
of
'em
goes
and
back to the
move the,
question of though,
thing in
how do you
front.
consistently draw this card?
How often does that even happen? Like you're
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I can tell you from experience too
Spitballing
that a
here.
lot of the time, people aren't going to be able to answer your Felicia if you're playing the matchup like in a normal way.
Because you also have the 2K or the 2K Lifa that you're playing, right?
that's
Well,
anime
you
set.
also have
That's
2/5.
anime,
Yeah, you have a 2/5 Lifa you can play in this set.
Hmm.
This
I think
card,
it's
like,
cute. But like
the point of bounce back, this card defeats the purpose of a bounce back counter, and like because of that, it makes it worse than what it should be. If this card was just a 2/0 bounce back counter, this card would be really good. It'd be pretty premium. But it's not.
the fact that it's you don't like. I think you said it like you don't even dodge the on reverse because you have to move something in. It feels pretty bad, and this card gives no power. So.
Yeah.
Hey man, if you want a card to just get your opponent with, right, like a real get 'em.
Yeah, this is definitely
card.
a get 'em card. I will give you that. It is a get 'em for that 1 in 100 situation.
You could like tech this in and really trick people. Like
so
way better than
how do you have it?
1,000 to your opponent's board.
The real point.
It's level 2. You have like a million turns.
Why
to
wouldn't you just
draw.
play? If you wanted to get him, just play Sayaka's Wish. There's a bonder to that shit in this set.
Yeah, there's like a better event defensive counter dual
they'll
option.
see that coming. They won't see this coming.
Yeah.
Look, the real.
Exactly. There's no way to get into
See,
this
you
card.
just hold this from your opening hand.
So
You're one of, but they don't know
Okay,
you have
listen
it.
to this play.
Oh my
You're
god.
gonna play the early play Sayaka. That's in the set. You're gonna decline to bond to Wish.
And then you'll
People
play
are
this.
gonna want, but you can still play events. So you just bounce it back to your hand, and you just do it again.
Then you play Wish the next turn. Got him. Got him.
Outplayed.
All right, let's move on. This is depressing.
Hey, no, that's a cool card, dude. That's really cool.
It is very.
It is
funny.
cool. All right, and this is me. Back to me. This is Sureno's shop. The mediocre Mitakahara.
It's not mediocre. It is statistically the average Chinese restaurant. Statistically proven.
Isn't that like the definition of mediocre?
It's not mediocre. It's exactly average.
Exactly average. Okay.
Exactly average.
Okay. Choose one of your magic characters for the turn. That character gets 5,000 power plus 1 soul. And the following ability: cancel burn 1, and it is a 3/1 event. So this is how you stack for Sureno.
This is like a million times better than the fucking mommy event from the sets of Madoka we already have in English. It's like some 3/5 event that gives everyone a cancel burn.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You don't know what that card is, Carmen.
Huh?
You don't know what that
explained
card is. You don't know what it is. You're a mega.
What are you talking about? I did try to brew mommy waifu. She has a gun.
I mean, that card also has
right. She does have a gun.
the cheese condition and Nagi Lamau.
Yeah, Wibbs has seen the card. It has the cheese shit going on with it.
I don't know anything about cheese. That's a lie. I'm Italian. I know a lot of cheese. All right.
Seems like a solid card.
I mean, in that deck, right? This is like a big part of it.
It seems only good with that one combo, but it seems pretty solid.
Once again, I think it also boils down to this card looks and sounds really good when you high roll. Problem is, you don't really want this card in hand until your finishing turn. And
how do you get it?
You don't have a lot of ways to draw into it, so you don't really want to be holding this for the game and having it be a dead card in your hand unless until the Wombo combo.
Yeah. I think that's pretty on point.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Been like a 2/1.
Let's just get to green. All right, Niko.
Oh,
this is a good card.
Wait, okay, sorry. There's 2 cards that can level down level 3s. I completely forgot this card has another line of. I forgot it has another line of text because it's so irrelevant. It almost never matters.
Okay, so this is a cool home rush. She's got glasses, so that's pretty cool.
Hell yeah!
It's a Ricky for a level 1 or lower from your library. Is that actually no? Slime has it. Okay, I was gonna wonder. Is that actually the first time a Ricky from deck has been printed in English?
No, Slime just got it. Yeah.
Slime has it.
Yeah, outside of Slime.
Adventure Time's about to get it.
Okay.
This was before Slime though. This was the only Ricky. Or how do I word this? Until Slime came out, this was the only like proper deck Ricky.
Yep.
That's
been released in a while. Well, yeah.
Yeah, they stopped printing like actual deck Rickies. I think like the one before this was Chain Chronicle. So you guys remember that set. And then they printed this. Everyone lost their mind. And then they didn't print another one for like 2 years until Slime came out. Or a year and a half, whatever.
I just bought Chain Chronicle. Thanks, Dan.
So the other line of text on this is at the start of your climax phase, if this is in the front row, choose one of your characters. For the turn, that character either gains a level or it gets minus a level. So if we were talking a little bit about earlier, if this is going to be in your kind of like shitter lane, you can protect one of your early plays by negating it down a level to level 2 so they can't anti-change counter you if you're scared of that.
So it's a Ricky that has value later, like in some way, in any way, is totally good.
Just like a little clever tricks you can do too. You can like level yourself up out of their bomb range or whatever.
Yeah.
Or dodge an anti-change or something.
Seems like a perfectly fine like.
Because this card has to
down
be in the front row, though, it means you're giving up that lane at any point in the game in which that type of effect is going to be relevant. Which is like it's a pretty big detriment. At least it can be a pretty big detriment, but like it's still a good card. Search Ricky is actually kind of broken and is super premium. That's why they don't print it anymore.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give this the straight A. I think. You like noted some of the like quote unquote issues with the second effect, which keeps it from like the A+, but it's a Search Ricky. For English, this is dumb. It's a shame they reprinted.
Yeah, they reprinted this in a different color and with a. It depends on if you want to call it a slightly better effect, but it's a slightly different effect where it pumps a little bit of power.
Yeah. There's another Search Ricky in anime set. Everyone lost their mind when it was spoiled, myself included. We made memes about it and how much we hated owning a playset of this card because this card's fucking expensive. And then it turns out that this card's still to play because you want to play green. And this is literally the best level 0 green card to play for Green Splash. So you still play 4 of it. Yay.
So it wasn't worth it to invest in it at least. Or it wasn't not worth it, rather, to invest in it.
Yeah.
Depending on the builds, you're still playing this. So, like, if you're not going to be investing too heavily into, like, the other Ricky is blue. If you're not going to be investing too much into blue, you still play this, probably.
Yeah. Well, like, the thing is that, like, yeah, the other Ricky's blue, but, like, the premium, or, like, the good oversized beater options are also blue. It's like, you don't even have issues fixing for blue when you're playing that color.
Okay.
You have the Yachio already.
Yeah, you have the Yachio, then there's oh my god, what's her name? Kirika? I think it's Kirika.
Yeah,
it's Kirika.
The
Futaba. It's a Futaba profile that's also in blue.
Well, I mean, how though? Like, even if you want to run the blue Ricky, you could still splash this as like a tech card, just for like
as a
times when you want to like level down your early play so you don't get.
You could say I'm playing 4 Rickies, and you could play 3 Iroha.
Yeah, do like a 3-1 split or something.
Or a 2-2. It depends on your color.
Yeah, your color fixing and which color you kind of need more of.
Yeah, but the fact that you even have options, right? It's like a pretty big boon to the set. All right, we can move on.
What a nice transition. It's a 3-2 Madoka. This is the gold bar finisher that we were alluding to. It's basically Yukina, but the effects were worded differently. So on your turn 500 for every other character, she heals. And then climax combo, when she reverses her battle opponent, pay 3, discard 2. What's the order again? Clock kick the character that you reverse and then burn 3.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Yukina.
Wait, is this the... There's definitely a climax in the original Madoka set that looks just like this climax. Is it the same one?
No. You're talking about
the OG Madoka has Ultimate Madoka.
No,
dude, I don't know. There's a lot of different gold bar climaxes that just have Madoka's
talking about
face
the Ultimate Madoka climax art.
Oh, maybe because this card does kind of look like the Madoka stock soul from Rebellion, kind of.
A little bit too, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not the same climax as any old one.
It's like every single climax with her on it is like an Elder Scrolls style, like just
so this is just
shot of them head like straight on.
This is just Yukina, but it's a clock kick.
Yeah, no, it's quite literally just Yukina word for word.
Still instead of 4 damage.
Instead of burn 3, burn 2, it's clock kick, burn 3.
How good really is Yukina? Sucks.
I think clock kick, burn 3 is better.
When this card came out, Yukina was considered like one of the best finishers in the game. So everyone lost their mind with this card. Oh man. Dude, was this 2018? Yeah, 2018 was wild.
Yeah, now we learn better. We know that Yukina's never killed anyone.
Well, this isn't Yukina though. This clock kicks and then burns.
Well,
so you get
the
a
rest of
guaranteed
the
one,
I mean, it's still 4 expected, right?
and then they don't
Split.
cancel on 4. I don't know. I just like the damage split of this better. Clock kicking.
I mean, clock kick is better. Bar is better.
Yeah, so like we mentioned that like cantripping is an issue in Madoka. Like cards don't cantrip. You're not going to see any card except for like maybe one that cantrips if it's even on here. It's like the fact that the climax is on a bar means that the percentages of actually getting the finisher combo off is slightly higher because you're more favored to have a bar in your hand through triggers. And then even if you whiff the combo, this card's still just a healer that's big, so it's still doing something even if you don't have a bar.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. This is really good. Do they run this after the anime?
No.
No, this card's not run just because you have better choices.
No one's even considered it. Someone's had considered it.
Well, I mean,
Some people
you could probably make it
it.
work.
Some people considered it, but like the issue with this post anime is that like this isn't the only finisher that like does something. So like yeah, you have better options, and like the gold bar kind of sucks as like a trigger by itself. Does that make sense?
If it's like if you run it with like no support, right?
The other option that like effectively is doing the same thing at like a cheaper cost is on a choice trigger, and choice is better, greater than bar. So I want my choice.
Not to discount it, this card's still fine. It's just at the moment also not the preferred finisher of choice, or not trying to make fun of the climax name.
I do like it slightly better than Yukina, just because it does have the clock kick, like Andy said.
I guess we're also kind of biased because we're speaking from like Japanese perspective, and like reverse combos in general are like looked down upon, and like they're almost disregarded for the most part.
Well, I guess the meta is so standby focused.
JP meta is not fun right now. It's kind of
lame. You either tank up so
like
bad or you have JC.
Yeah, it's like in English, like this card is probably going to be better than what it's going to be in Japanese because English meta isn't that far yet, quote unquote.
I mean, you would just need a way to stop JC, right? Do you have like a way to get rid of their back rows or anything, or
no. No.
Yeah, JC's pretty good.
This guy thinks Madoka gets cool cards like that.
I mean, this set was printed before like CIP bounce was a thing on level 3s as well.
You're telling me there's not a single fucking Madoka card that hits a back row? She's a goddamn bow and arrow. How'd she not like shoot one of them? Like seriously.
She's got bad aim.
Nope.
Like another issue with this card is its cost. My cost is really heavy.
Yeah, 3 ditch 2 is rough.
Especially with just Mobage. Like the Mobage deck didn't have a lot of resources to burn. So like you would resolve one of these at most. And, like, yeah.
I think I still like the I think I still like the shot combo better though. Even though I rated this one higher, I think I like the shot one better.
This one's also like a healer and an 11-5 attacker.
Yeah, it's a very general use.
It does something other than just get cancel burn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of cards that do something, Andy, back around to the top. This is you.
All right, got this Homu, the gun, and the glasses. Yeah. Take a breather, Carmen.
Yeah, I'm
2 or more other magic characters. This card gains 1,000 power. At the start of the attack phase, choose a character in your front row, and if the levels of everybody it's the same level as the chosen character, this Homura gets 1,000 power, and when your other magic character is front attack, you may pay the cost. Pop it, so it gets like a JC effect. Pay one,
it's
pay one,
JC.
put this away.
It's literally JC.
It's an oversized JC that has to connect to get the JC effect off.
Wait. Okay. So it's the start of the attack phase, so you can still get the power on your turn.
Yes.
Pop back doesn't matter until your opponent's turn, but you still get the power on your opponent's turn too.
Yes.
Yes. Card's great.
So Yeah, 6500 cross turn JC seems. I like it.
Yeah.
JC also works from the back row. It's like
Yes.
it's even though you have to connect, it still stays relevant in the mid to late game when you want to be bouncing back your level 3s.
Choose a character in your front row.
Yeah, it's connect.
Everyone
It's the
in the
same
front's
wording
the
as before.
same. This gets so everything in your front row needs to be the same if you want this to fire from the back row, even correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count this if it's in the back row. It's just your front row.
I guess you have all those other like level modulation effects too. Interesting card.
I mean, JC is just. I mean, okay, we're talking about English here. It's like why I immediately slapped the A pretty quick, because like English doesn't have this effect like at all. We have Cardinal, we have Bat Clan, like it right. Like this is probably like the most relevant JC. It's like the most relevant JC.
Isn't the relevant thing with JCs that they're like active? You kind of have to like set up every turn to hit this, right? If you want to just like sit around the back row.
It's relevant when it's JC is most relevant at level 1 when you need to hit your advantage combo, especially in English.
But it makes it harder to deny your opponent's advantage combo though, because you can't let this on the field as a 0 and then your opponent hits one first.
What do you mean? If you leave this in the front row, it's a nice 2 lanes.
Well, no. I mean, like, normal JCs are level 0, right? So you leave one on the field, and let's say you hit your opponent to 1 first.
Oh.
So you try to get a reverse, you can pop
this is like saying, okay, yeah, but it's like
your opponent goes for their 1 combo first.
It's a JC that's better on your opponent's like second level 1 turn if they didn't resolve combo when they hit level 1 first.
Yeah, or you.
I guess I don't think that matters too much though. I think that the JC effect in general coming to English, this is the most relevant one that we've got so far in terms of like power and like deck strength in general. You stand the most chance of seeing this.
So this will typically state it like if we're just talking about the Mobage set and not the anime set, with your back row, this can sit at like 7/7/5.
Yep.
And
So,
backed by like 6 or 6/5 Shimikazes. So it your board, if you're playing just straight Mobage, can get pretty beefy on defense. And then alongside that, you have JC effect to like deny your opponent's potential reverses and the like. So
I alluded to it. Excuse me, sorry. I said this earlier. Like the level 1, which is Mobage, is like a walling type of advantage deck with Shimikaze profile. And this is a 1/2 of the pie. Get a costless 7,500 that can still deny reverses and give you pluses anyways, even if your opponent actually beats over the 7,500 power baseline.
Yeah, it just seems really fucking good to me.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
The level 3, yeah, it shouldn't be discounted at level 2 or 3 either, especially when combined with the anime set, since one of your cards is a 4 or more -1 level, comes into play heal and gets hexproof. Yep. So you're able to recycle early play heals fairly easily.
Yep.
It's gonna be cool to like see an English card that like an actual like black metal gun on it, right? I'm so used to Yu-Gi-Oh where they like censor that shit.
What, you don't like the invisible guns?
You know what? Carmen,
the invisible guns are like for Don Zalug, they took away his gun.
She has a gun and glasses. Like, what the fuck more do you want?
I upped her rating because she has the gun and glasses. I forgot that.
I fucking
this card also stays super relevant, even going into the anime set. Like, for the quote unquote most part, you still play green at level 1, quote unquote, potentially.
Yeah.
And this card still stays relevant at all points.
Yeah, I mean, if you can run the JC, you probably do, I'd imagine. So
yeah, I guess spoilers. This is the only connect effect that's worth anything. Connect is so bad.
Was this the card you mentioned earlier when I was talking about Felicia with the big hammer?
Yes.
Yeah, this is better than Felicia with the hammer.
Yeah.
Gun's better than hammer.
Depends how close you are. All right, next card.
All right, we've got this Madoka 2/1 level assist. When another one of your magic characters become reversed in battle, you can choose one of your characters. It gets 1,000 power for the turn.
The Revenge 1,000.
Yeah.
This is only really relevant in the Mobage set, but we kind of added it in here anyway, just because you're probably not going to be running the Jean in your deck unless you're leaning heavily into yellow for like the shock combo. But if you're mainly going to be focused on gold bar, this is you're probably going to run this as like a one of to help boost power
This is your back.
to help guarantee your reverses.
Yeah, your back row for the Felicias. Well, actually, I guess you're in yellow if you're playing the Felicias.
Well, this is for more for the Yukino, right?
In Mobage set, you didn't play yellow, so you didn't have access to the Jean back row support. So this was like the next best option to give you back row and get reverses with the Madoka at level 3.
With the bar combo, gotcha.
Why wouldn't you play yellow though? Like
Yellow is awful.
But like the Felicia is like an actual good card though. The early play, like you don't.
Yeah,
need
but
that
you
much
had
yellow to
nothing
support
else.
That, right?
What else?
Yeah, what other yellow?
You have Felicia, you have your Jean. What else do you play for yellow?
Well, I don't know. There's probably some like playable level 0 that's splashable.
There is the 4K, like, what is it? You can't play event speeder.
No events or backups.
You have the brainstorm. You run for the brainstorm. There you go.
You probably don't run the brainstorm. I was like, the other brainstorm we're gonna see is
it's much better with Connect.
If you're gonna be playing that type of game plan, it was much better in just straight the Mobage set.
I'll give it a C+ for Revenge Trigger.
It seems, I don't know. It seems like a reasonable concession to make to get the early play.
You can like make the concession, sure, but you're hampering deck building for payoff that might not be worth it entirely because the card quality that you're forcing in is lower than what it should be.
I guess we'll just have to see the rest of the set.
All right.
Or just wait for anime where yellow's good.
All right, pretty simple card. On play, Digiclimax, salvage a character. Niko reminded me this card existed.
You do have another color of this in the
blue,
set.
Right?
Yep. And this is mainly like if you don't want to be playing the back row support and you don't want to be paying 1, you can just run maybe like one of this or something. But
yeah,
it's one of those cards where like don't discount this because sometimes, especially like when deck building with like the anime set in mind, color can be fairly important.
Yeah, so it gives you the option. So
seems pretty on par with the first card, Druid.
Madoka with stick.
All right, next, Niko.
All right, so this is a Nanaka Tokiwa. Comes into play, choose one of your opponent's characters, send it to memory, and your opponent puts it back into any slot on the stage. So this is Blink before it was printed with another crazy auxiliary effect. Decent tech card if your meta kind of needs it. Otherwise, this is really bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you need Blink.
If you're running a meta of like, Priestess and stuff, like Priestess Rider, this card gets a lot more value. Otherwise, it's not very good.
Wait,
you're comparing this to the Shido and Data Live, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is before they started printing like blinkers that have other like good auxiliary effects.
Is the Shido like the only one that has an auxiliary effect?
Yes, because the other one that comes to mind immediately is the Caster from
it's
like
Caster.
Bladeworks Sent 1, which also only had this effect.
That card was a 25, wasn't it?
The Konosuba Re-Edit Aqua has another effect.
Yeah, there's a blinker in that, yeah.
Oh, you mean the set that English is never going to get?
Pepe hands.
Yeah. Just to see, but
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't discount it just because the Shido exists. It's still like a perfectly.
No. Like
card.
I said, this is a very meta dependent card.
Yeah, if you need it, it's good to know it exists for sure.
This is a card. This is the only way that you can deal with certain matchups in Madoka, even with anime. This is the only tool you have available that like gets you out of the hole in certain matchups, and I think those matchups are more relevant in English than they will be in Japanese. So this card's more of a consideration for English.
Yeah, there's like
It gets you out of the Rider hole. It gets you out of the ReZero hole. It gets you out of any neg soul wall roll, like neg soul wall hole. God, English is hard. Like Priestess or Arisa, whatever it was. Like this card is more relevant in English meta than in JP meta at the moment.
Especially even like. This is long term, but looking at like potential Data Live nerfs, if like, English Data Live gets changed, the Yoshino top end might be something people pivot to, and that's also a soul wall that's pretty annoying.
Yeah, And that
Shout outs
doesn't-
to Brandon.
Fuck Brandon. Next card.
He doesn't watch our videos. It doesn't matter. But like, do you just cram 2 of this in like every Madoka deck
No.
then?
You only run it as a 1-of if you need it. Selection is something you're not hurting for, fortunately, for the most part.
Okay.
This is Niko. You get Alina.
Wait, no, it's me.
Oh wait, it is you. Yeah, you're right. You do get her. Okay.
All right. Well, this is Niko's waifu. He spent a lot of money rolling for her, and her holiday outfits.
Niko, you ready to get triggered, dog? You ready to get triggered? Just
here you go.
it's just Hatsune Miku.
No.
What?
This art is
Hatsune Miku with a hat.
this
Wait,
art.
okay.
This art's pretty bad.
Yeah,
but-
okay, this art's pretty bad, but Alina's pretty punk. She speaks in German. She's sadistic and will probably murder you, which is always a plus. And then she has
Wait.
fishnet
In
stockings.
English, she speaks in Italian.
Yeah, I was about to say she speaks in Italian. I like this
Is
character
it
for
Italian?
no particular reason.
Oh, wait, yeah, she's Italian, right? Not
Yeah,
German.
and
Yeah, just assume
for
it's
no
always
particular
German.
reason, I like this character.
It's really weird hearing her voice, and the text on the screen is significantly different.
Okay, sorry. 2-1 Alina. It's the only Alina card on the set. It's a Ditch 2 anti-change counter. Ditch 2 anti-change counters are nearly unplayable in almost every deck they're printed in, except for Konosuba, and they all suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
At least you
Anti-change
get
is
At
anti-change.
least
My
you
wife
get
this card is really bad.
At least you get to threaten the anti-change.
I
You have
assume
better
Madoka-
anti-change options.
Monica was one of like the it wasn't the first. It was one of like the
Rebellion.
early sets that no. So, I mean in just time frame. It was one of the early sets that actually got Ghost Punch counter, which is like sack anti-change counter.
Yeah,
the
the
Kyoko
Kyoko.
from Rebellion.
Kyoko, yeah.
So you already have like a better anti-change counter that you can be playing. And even if you don't have access to the old cards, because getting old cards is hard, they reprint the Kyoko as a Yachio in the anime set. So like, you can just get that
Oh
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kyoko counter is way better.
But what does she say in Italian, Niko? Is it like pizza, spaghetti, meatball? Like all the people know?
Like Magnifico and Delicioso and all this other. Is she like she speaks in like
No,
such
that's
grandiose
Spanish.
tones? Oh,
Yeah,
whatever. Okay,
like,
this is why I'm saying so. Like, if you're actually listening to her talk, she's speaking in English. She's adding in gratuitous English.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
But
the
it's
text on
written
the
as
screen is gonna be
Italian.
like arrivederci, you know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. Okay, this character is like actually a chuny. If you can't tell already, she's like an up and coming artist, and her entire goal and reason for being a bad guy is because she wants the world to see her art.
That's pretty pog.
that
Again.
is-
Don't call Alina Chuni.
I like this
Actually,
character
Wait,
for
but she
no
is a
particular
Chuny.
reason.
she literally is a chuny.
She's the main bad guy, and there's one card of her, and it's
She has green hair, like olive
okay,
oil.
wait, yeah, we were talking about this during the break. The other two bad guys, they weren't like revealed yet in the game when this set came out because the story wasn't that far enough. And like when the story or where the story was at when the set came out, Alina was also just revealed. Like her arc just ended, or her arc, quote unquote, Sana's arc, where she's like the bad guy. So yeah, she didn't really get any cards because of that.
I mean, I feel like that would make her a pretty big deal at the time, though. Like, they gave her one lousy backup.
There's a lot of girls in Magia Record, and all of them needed cards.
That's true.
I guess, yeah, we are seeing that.
Dude, with arc 2, there's like how many? It's at least 100. There's at least 100 girls in Magia Record.
Well, there's
Christ.
5 different
What?
factions, and you consider 4 or 5 characters per those factions. Those are new factions, by the way. Along
Yeah,
with
not
all
the
the
old
existing
factions.
characters. Yeah, along with all the existing characters that are still there. Yeah, there's a lot of girls.
Oh, that's right. It's a fucking gotcha game, so they gotta be like,
Next card.
gotta have a million characters.
Andy, back to you.
Oh, we got. Oh, this is the fucking locker with the guns that Homura raids in that one episode, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
Stealing the guns and katanas and shit. Or maybe this is another locker and someone else's
No. This is
someone
Homura
else's guns and katanas.
breaking into the Yakuza's headquarters to get weapons.
Yeah, I knew it. Dude. Don't question my Madoka expertise.
I'm not.
Fucker.
Go ahead.
Okay, 3/4 counter. Put top 2 cards of your library in the waiting room if there is no climax there. Deal 4 to your opponent. Choose a character in battle. They can't deal damage to a player. Yo!
What the fuck? Like the most
Wait,
dankest money counter ever.
Put the top
this
2
is
cards
sick.
of your library in your waiting room. If there are no climaxes among them, deal 4 to your opponent.
And then money counter.
So wait. Well, no, hold on. If you succeed with it, if you do hit a climax, you don't get the money counter.
You
Or
don't
the
get
first
anything.
You don't get anything.
You don't get anything.
You lose
You just
4
milled a
stock
climax.
and you lose a card in hand.
Yeah, D for dank. I'm with
You
Niko.
just milled am I reading that right? You just milled
Yeah.
a climax for nothing.
Yes.
Yes.
But if you do hit a climax, you burn them for 4 and money counter.
Yes.
You don't hit a climax.
If you
It's like,
don't hit a
it's like
climax.
anti-compass. It's like super sick anti-compass.
For 4, the low cost of 4 stock.
Nah, dude, you run this in the basketball girl deck, man. Like you're pushing damage.
How do
you're
you
going
have the
face.
stock? How do you have 4 stock? How do you have 4 stock?
How do you have 4 stock? Because the finisher's costless.
The combo.
Yeah, but are you
Three
just gonna
times,
not
now
play
you have
any
4 stock.
Felicias if you're in yellow?
Well, no, you just have to have 1 stock floating. You know, play your
Mm.
back.
attack 3 times.
If I had 1 stock floating, I would just play the 3/1 on an additional Cerno.
Yeah, but this is a way better card.
Yeah, the 3/1 only deals 1
Oh
damage.
my
The
God.
3/4
4
deals
damage and
4.
lets you live on a turn.
my god. I hate
It's
everything.
awesome, man.
It's dank.
Oh man, so many good I love event cards.
I
And
do.
this
I
is
love,
another good got him event card. I love
Yeah,
it.
got him. I lost the
I'm just
game.
gonna run, like,
I
one of
paid
every event.
4.
This is great.
I paid 4 mil to climax and I lost the game. Got him.
it's just nice oodles.
Okay. All right. On to red.
All right. We've got this Kyoko. That's her name, right? Yeah, Kyoko.
What the fuck?
She is a free runner and a level 0 bomb.
It's not a free runner.
Center
Runs
runner.
to center slot.
Oh, only to center slot. Okay.
Wow, Shitoje.
Yeah, do you remember that cool set from 2014 that completely reshaped Weiss as we know it? Nisekoi? Yeah, this profile was a rare Nisekoi, by the way. Like this exact card.
Oh, and this
Word
is a
for word.
double rare. Yeah, it is the
Alright.
same card.
I'm starting to feel pretty stupid right now, but why are you guys like making fun of this? This seems like a pretty solid card to me.
It doesn't. Bad.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so it's a runner. So you're trying to play this turn 1 the plus, okay?
Hell yeah.
So there's already an issue with center runners or cards that run to specific slots because the opponent to deny your plus only has to play 2 cards down to actually kill it. Whereas like with a normal runner, they would have to commit 3 cards. Okay, so the opponent has to commit less in order to kill it. And then because this card isn't an oversize, it's really small on defense. The cards that they can commit can be random shitters. They can be utility cards. They can be anything. The opponent doesn't even have to open like their oversizes or like their turn 1 plays to be able to kill it. So if you open this card turn 1, it's almost never gonna plus. Never. So it's not doing its job. Sorry. It's not doing the job that it's supposed to be doing and that it's meant to do if you're running this card. And then if you go second, this card isn't doing anything either. Because it's not gonna plus.
Yeah, it's a runner that doesn't plus.
Your opponent's just gonna tri-lane you, and then this card's
Your
dead.
Your
And
opponent,
then,
I guess,
and
can.
then, even if you want to say, but Wibs, it's a bomb. You get to kill their cards every single level 1 combo until anime is on reverse. So it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, you don't want a bomb. You want them to leave things to kill. Yeah.
I guess if you're trying to just grind out the 0 game, though.
What do you mean grind it out? Doesn't do
I
anything.
mean, like, grind it out, trade 1 for 1. John them out, dude.
There's the Euro game ends in 3 attacks.
You
Yeah.
run Ricky, so like, yeah, no.
That was a very passionate speech, though, Wibbs. That was.
This card
really good.
like really made me really mad when they showed it, because if I remember the set right, this was either like the last or the second last double R that they were showing, and I'm a huge Madoka fan, so I was really excited. And I like this card was a slap in the face, like a punch in the dick, because of how bad it is.
Yeah.
And it's
One of your favorite
dollar.
characters.
It's a Nisekoi is also my second most hated set in Weiss. I fucking hate that deck. That deck is the worst. I hated Weiss in 2014.
I like
And this card's a
Nisekoi.
Nisekoi card. It triggers my PTSD of losing the game from 2-2 to triple Marika. The third Marika doesn't even restand. They just swing and ping 1 and you eat 5.
The third Marika. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. It's like
Playable.
The bomb sucks. Like, okay. Been playing a lot of Del Segno recently.
Actuality too. You have this card also gets kind of power crept, so you would only be really playing it for the color because I'm
yeah. So fun fact.
Yachio,
They reprint this card in anime set, but it's a clock bomb, and I'm pretty sure it's also just a free runner. Is it a free runner or is it center runner as well?
I think it's center runner.
Okay, whatever. It's also a clock bomb, so this card even gets power.
Is it also a double rare, and were you also mad?
Of course it
Hell
is.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Were you like extra mad the second time?
So-
No, I was expecting it the second time.
I think a lot of like newer or less experienced players will look at the bomb effect and be like, "Oh, my opponent wouldn't want to front attack this," but like whatever. That's like actually not true. But like I've been playing Del Signo recently, and they have the spawner, the center runner, right? That's like actually 2 quote-unquote chances to plus. This is just a card that where it has 1 chance to plus, and the chances my opponent didn't play 2 cards. Because the bomb does nothing but trade. So it's like, ugh.
Yeah, that's rough.
My rating because I went ahead and referenced the Yachio reprint, so you would actually only really be playing for this color because the Yachios actually sits at 500 power lower, which is more relevant for stuff like
Bombing.
JC.
Yeah.
Red's
Getting out
also
prop
the absolute worst color in Madoka. Yeah, even post anime, red's like almost unplayable. So like color fixing is also irrelevant, or basically irrelevant.
Yeah, you guys talked me into it. That's a D tier card. Alright, moving on. We don't have to talk about this anymore.
Carmen.
Oh, this is me. Okay, so
Yeah.
Kaede, magic character, front row center, gets 500 power, and it's a draw to ditch 1 Belfrest Brainstorm.
Ooh.
You're still probably going to be playing this card. Well, it depends. It depends on mainly how many like events and stuff you plan on running in your deck, because this card gets a little bit more like valuable on your second deck to help you kind of like draw into dank 3-1, 4 events and like a 3-1 event that we haven't yet covered further down the line.
I see. So
Yeah.
this is how you get the cat event in your hand.
Cat event's looking pretty good.
The cat event.
And also,
Come on, Niko. How long have you been a guest on these videos? You know this is what they do every time.
In reality, though, it also helps manipulate your deck a little bit more towards your next refresh than some of the other brainstorms can.
Mm-hmm. Digs you a little further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an overall it's a fine card, but you're only really going to be playing it as like a 1 or 2 of other brainstorms in the set are going to be taking more priority than this. Maybe not. Maybe yeah.
I like rest 2 draw or rest 1 draw 2 ditch 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. I feel like I'm a minority, or I guess we're minorities, Brian, saying this.
I
but like,
guess, yeah.
I think draw 2 ditch 1's probably my favorite effect on a brainstorm. I think I'd rather draw
Wow.
2 ditch 1 than surge.
Better than salvage?
why?
Yeah, why? I would also like to know.
Why Sig?
Because
okay.
he always draws what he needs. He's never had to experience like hit 1 on brainstorm, draw 2 climaxes, and now you're out of climaxes in like a 14 card deck, and you're just like, but how could this happen?
Like I don't know.
Maybe it's because I put a lot of, to answer your question. Maybe it's because I put a lot of value on the event card. But you know, this is a way to actually draw yourself into event cards and climaxes, which there's not a lot of ways in Weiss to do that.
Yeah,
But there is a lot of ways to
I think
search
it's
characters.
This is
so, like,
definitely a tech card. This isn't your go-to brainstorm. I
no,
feel.
definitely not. But if you're running, like we were talking about, an event-heavy deck where this would be conducive, then I think it's a pretty good include.
I'd run it as my go-to brainstorm. I love draw 2 ditch 1.
Yeah, you're
Hey,
you're
if you
too
don't draw
spicy for most people, Andy.
Well, if you don't draw the card you need, you're probably filtering yourself towards something that can get you to that card. Because there's so many ways to like hand fix in this game.
This is an
I don't know,
argument for another video.
Yeah, it's not really an argument. I know my
Yeah, it's like a
opinion's
discussion.
out there on this
It's
one,
like
but
a discussion.
I really
yeah.
do like Draw 2 Ditch. I like this card.
It is relevant for events. I think that's the most important part.
Yeah, no B for Brainstorm, Carmen.
No, not for this one.
Wow.
Not because I know, like, yes, like spoilers, like Niko and Wibs have been saying it, but it's like spoilers. I know how the set works. I've played into these two motherfuckers probably more than anyone playing this fucking set. And like the way it works out, like there is one brainstorm that you play, and it's really important to like the deck strategy anime forward. So kind of influencing my rating, I guess. But we can move on. All right, Niko, you get this one.
Okay, it's the Spook Girl trio. If you've actually played the Gotcha game, Momoko, Rene, and Kaede. When this is placed from hand to the stage,
Did you just call Rene?
Rena? I may have called her
Rena?
Rene. My bad.
I'm sorry.
But they will speak your Gotcha rolls. Either way.
Yeah, so like how early in the game do they die? Like immediately? They look like fodder.
Bro, how can you kill characters in the Gotcha game?
What just happened? What'd you just do? Okay.
My apologies.
You're
But,
good.
No,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So
okay,
the,
Go ahead, Whip.
These
You
two-
can explain real quick.
no. I was just gonna say these two characters aren't actually like fodder characters. They're actually main characters for the story.
Oh, okay. Apologies.
So, their climax combos on a red stock soul, so they're going to be swinging in at 6k base. When the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, if Let's Eat Together is in your climax zone, you may put the top card of your library in your waiting room. If it's a magic character, choose a character in your waiting room whose level is no more than one higher than your own level and put it rested in any slot on the stage. Cool high roll bro out of 10.
That's like the administrator combo in SAO, isn't it?
That one's guaranteed.
No, it's not. You have to hit
Do
on
you?
that.
Yeah,
I thought you did.
Yeah, all pseudo standbys have a condition that you have to hit to actually get it off. Besides getting a reverse. This was also like the first ever of its kind printed.
Okay. I mean, you said you did some brewing with this, Ryan.
Yeah. There's like so it's on the screen actually. The best target that you can spawn if you're playing this card is the 2/2 Palmera assist from Rebellion. It's a 2/2, 1500 in front. Has level 2 shift if you even know what shift is. And then at the start of main phase, draw phase, at the start of one of those two phases, you can sack it to change into the Rebellion 3/2 Homura climax combo from your waiting room, which is draw 2, ditch 1 on play. If you play it from hand, you have to tap something, and climax combo with a gold bar on reverse clock kick. So essentially, if you play this combo and you standby out the 2/2 support, or you standby out 2 of them, you get on the next turn that you get 2 cantripping level 3s, which like essentially converts this combo into like an on reverse draw 2 stock 1. Is that the math? Yeah, on reverse draw 2 stock 1 combo as your advantage combo, which is delayed in how you get the plus.
That's pretty spicy.
So the issues comes with you hitting climaxes. Madoka actually has decent events that you might want to run. Hitting the events also
Yeah, so you gotta hit. You gotta hit that's the first thing. It's like that's already a player check issue, or player skill check issue. So if you kind of suck at this game, this combo does literally nothing. You have to get a reverse, and this combo is pretty small. What else?
You have no real way outside of the Mami level 0 Rize. You have no way to confirm the second card of your trigger. So
wait, you have to get the 2/2 in your grave, and you got to get the 3/2 in your grave.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the problem?
Gonna throw this out there.
By level 1?
A red stock soul, and you guys were saying that red's like the worst color.
Yeah, that too.
Yep.
Oof.
So there's a lot of not good things going for this.
But it summons a Homura, so I'm gonna give it the C.
I mean, you could do spicy plays
No,
with it because
it's
you
not
could also
good.
like You can also like summon out like the 2-1 Madoka support and then change into the ultimate Madoka healer, and then you can play the gold bar combo. Send it to memory because we love memory compression.
No,
Summon out
memory
the
sucks.
3-2 Homura.
We hate memory.
This is an official memory is overrated channel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. That's our new meme here on PGH Weiss Schwarz. Memory sucks.
So yeah, you have to high roll with this combo, but like, or quote unquote high roll. I think this card's a high roll card. But if you hit the high roll, the payoff is really good. It's like actually really good. It's a really absurd combo if you just look at the benefits you get.
Hmm.
What?
It's a lot.
Like if it hits.
Yeah, if you get it.
If everything lines up just right.
If it goes off, the payoff is quite strong. It's really strong. You get a costless 2-soul beater, and you drop you +1 from it.
That's pretty good.
But then if you whiff, you're actually you just
lose the game.
Yeah.
Just
If
don't
you
whiff.
whiff the combo, you lose the game. If this is your level 1 combo and like you just like don't draw the climax or whatever, you just lose the game. What else?
Seems pretty loose.
Yeah, pretty loose.
What else?
Yeah.
If you don't have targets in your bin, because this set has really poor mill options until anime, you just kind of lose. If you don't have the Homura target to change into, you just kind of lose.
Well,
Libs, you gotta stop, man. It's already dead. You know,
All right.
don't gotta keep
We're
keep
beating
kicking
it.
it while it's down.
We're beating a dead Reyna. It's fine. That spoiler? All right, next.
What?
Nothing.
Rena doesn't die. No spoilerino.
Okay, good. I didn't play the game. Or
Yeah, I mean it's Madoka. Who knows who? Everyone's probably gonna die.
all right.
Anyway, is this whose is this?
I have no idea.
This is Rena.
It's you, and
It's
Wait.
a 1/1 Reyna.
okay.
This is the Reyna's best art in the game, and Reyna's also one of the best characters in the game. So this card's automatically
Excuse
an A because she's fucking
Excuse me?
adorable. She's an adorable magical
No.
girl, idol otaku,
No,
who's
come
a
on, Gibbs.
tsundere and has a huge chest. What's the downside?
You know,
Come on, dude.
Wibbs just said a lot of positives right there.
Those are positives for you?
What are you fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god. What channel am I on? Come on, guys.
PGH Weiss
Andy,
Schwarz.
Brian, you're with me, right? Oh no,
I don't know enough about this character to make an informed decision.
she's not my favorite character. I'm not really a fan of like the personality she brings, but she's not offensive.
I love Reyna.
I can
Reyna was like,
compromise on that.
she's like my number 3 or 4 in the phone game. I had essentially like an NP5
She was a really
Reyna.
I was like she was a really good unit.
Yeah, she was so good in the game as well. Like I actually wailed to get her to MB5. Oh my god, feels bad, man. Okay, sorry, off topic. It's a 1/1. This card kind of fucking sucks already. If all your characters are magic, it's a 7k base with hand encore, so it's already under spec for a 1/1 standby target, whatever you want to call these kind of cards, in a set that doesn't even have a standby. And its second effect is you can accelerate, which is an ancient mechanic that almost no one even knows about, where you take a damage and then you do stuff. So you clock yourself at the start of climax phase. Look at the top card of your library. You can leave it there or mill it, and then you can choose a red character specifically in your waiting room and stock it.
And
It's
red
weird
sucks.
that you have to like clock yourself first, then top check.
That's just how accelerate effects work.
Well, I mean, Ross Reza Sulin kind of buffed accelerate effects to now where you don't have to like take random damage.
Yeah,
from
you
the
do it
top
from
of your
waiting
deck.
room. Yeah.
But
Andy's a big ras boy.
Yeah, this was before that, so we're still dealing with the older game mechanics.
Yeah, this card sucks.
I don't like this.
Card's not good. This is really bad.
That's free
Andy's
stock,
sitting
though.
over here. He's got his thinking
Doesn't
cap on.
this,
He's like, how can I make this accelerate card work? Because I know you love it.
I do like accelerates, but I'm actually. I mean, it gets your stock back for it, which is cool, but it like doesn't
Maybe.
give you another plus, right? Like usually
Why would
accelerate
you-
effects will like give you some like really good payoff for like taking the
Why would you
damage.
play a 107k that says clock yourself on play? Would you play that card?
Nah.
Be honest. A 107k that says on play, clock yourself one. Would you play that? So then why are you playing this?
I'm probably not.
Yeah,
I don't think I am.
Seem good. The best part about this card is the art.
Yeah, the art's really nice. This is like unironically my favorite Rain art. This is her best uncap art.
It's a shame it's on such a garbage card.
This card comes foil and it's really pretty. Buy the foils for center markers.
Center markers for Weiss that are Weiss cards.
Not confusing at all.
Nope. Alright.
Alright, let's continue.
See you, Andy.
We got Depressed Girl.
Okay, this is actually a good character, unlike the previous one.
Yeah,
what?
she's pretty,
Alright, give me her life story, Niko.
She tried to kill herself multiple times.
Yeah, she's super depressed. She actually tried to commit suicide. She failed every single time. When she was in the hospital for one time, she met another girl that was a magical girl, and they became friends.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then that other magical girl,
let's just read the card.
Revitalized
Remember all your magic characters with 1500 power.
Jesus.
On reverse with the gate combo. Here with you is in your zone. You can pay the cost, deal X damage. Number of cards in your clock.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
spicy.
You can burn for 6.
And it's kind of like awkward though, right? Like if you hit level 3 first and like your opponent makes you just eat shit, then your finishing power is kind of diminished because it's like, well, I guess I gotta burn you for 6 now.
Oh, I mean,
it's not like this. It's not like this
just
heals you either. Like I wish they had an optional heal effect.
They could just eat 6 and die. Your opponent could be bad at the game.
And like if you're at 3-0, you can't use it either.
No, it's.
You can clock yourself in that situation. And it's on reverse, pay 1, and then and then you can still heal that card off anyways with Sayaka's Wish.
I guess it is a global 15 to front.
Wish.
You had real standby. You had real standby. That alone would be relevant.
This would be pretty good with real standby, yeah.
Yeah, but like it doesn't do anything on play either. Like
this card sucks.
It's not very good, no.
Maybe in like the fake standby deck, like when you get it out of
I think if you play an empty door, maybe you play one of this. If you're a deck that's playing an empty door.
This is actually the list I've been trying recently in JP. It's not very good.
Okay. I'm gonna explain why I give this a C. So in anime set, one of the potential builds that's being like played around with that like I've been brewing and Niko's been brewing is choice door, with like a new level 1 combo, and then essentially an empty door at the top end, and like you're just trying to loop healers at level 3 or like play like costless burns from like Rebellion or whatever. And then because you're playing an empty door, we've been trying like this card as a 1-of, and I don't mind it in my testing. It's okay as a 1-of to give you extra finishing power. So my C is in regards to like that sort of build with anime.
Yeah,
that was like my only thought.
It's not like super good.
Like this is an empty door with a possible 1-of like attached to it.
Yeah. You're never playing like more than like 1 of this card. At least I don't think so. This shouldn't be like your go-to. I'm gonna go all in on this card.
Mm-hmm.
But the next card.
All right, Niko, do you want this one? You're the only person I've seen play this card. So go ahead.
I played this card.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't see you play it. Niko's played it.
Whose turn is it? Whose turn is it to review? We could just go like that. It's fine.
All right, it's Brian's turn. Go ahead.
Oh, is it my turn? Okay, we got this Kyoko. On play, ditch a card, heal to stock. When this card attacks, you can pay 6 stock. If you do, all of the characters in your front row gain the following ability until the end of turn. When damage dealt by this card is not cancelled, burn 1. Interesting.
So it's kind of like the 9-cost event I play in Project Diva. It only costs 8.
Jesus Christ. No, it's 7. Ditch a card.
Oh,
yeah,
you
need
right.
7 stock if you're not playing on any other level 3s or using any other stock.
All right, so tell me how this card isn't complete ass.
It is pretty ass.
If you're not running a level 3 combo, I mean,
I was like, sometimes like this card works as finishing out games if you're just continuously like healing and stuff, right? And like because you don't have any other like better ways to close out the game, like if you manage to like slam this card down, your opponent's like 3-3, 3-4, they're probably gonna die. The problem, like, it's similar to the last card. You're never playing more than one of this in your list, and your main game plan should not be like being built up to this card. This is like a.
You can also just play Rebellion Kyoko that does like the same thing, but isn't absurdly costed as a CX's finisher. The Rebellion Kyoko is just an all-play heal and on-attack pay 2 ditch 1 burn 1.
Yeah.
By the way. It's like, yeah.
This gives like a little bit of extra that finishing power because all of your characters get that effect.
Okay, the one upside to this card though is that it heals to stock, and this is the only stock healer in all of Madoka, even after anime. If I remember.
Oh damn!
Oh really?
Was there a stock healer in anime, Niko? No, right?
I don't think so.
Yikes!
So it's
Yeah,
like
they're all normal heals.
If you want a stock healer,
This
maybe an
exists,
effect that 1 in 100 games you use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the mentality of me playing the event card in Diva, right? The 3/9 event that gives the cancel effect is like that deck. You just set up your wall at level 1, and then you do nothing for the rest of the game except turn your cards sideways and build stock. But I feel like Madoka is like actually using its stock and actually playing cards, so you're never getting.
There
the
is a
6 off.
card. I think it's way further down, but there is a card in the Mobage set that can kind of help with the whole stock thing, which is why we're even considering kind of like playing this.
Red sus. After seeing these red cards, red sus. I would vote red.
Just eject red from the set, yeah.
Yeah, just eject. This is pretty,
Dude,
this is pretty bad. I love Kyoko. She eats. That's relatable.
She eats the apple,
Hold
yeah.
on. I linked you the video of her summer outfit in the gotcha game. She
It's
had
pretty
initial
good.
D music playing.
She does have initial D music playing for no reason.
Do you want to know how much money I spent on Summer Kyoko Gacha to MP5 her?
Is my era
No.
gotcha?
No,
You
no,
know,
I
it
don't.
Wait, didn't we talk about this, Niko? Wasn't it about the same?
Yeah, it was about the same.
Let's just move on to blue. Alright, so we got this Yachio. 2 or more other magic characters sits at 55. Climax combo, battle opponent becomes reversed if this book is in your climax zone. Search your library for a magic character, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck.
I like
So-
it.
Alright, so you like how we haven't seen any, like, actually good level 1 combo yet?
Yes.
Yeah, this is all Mobage set has going for it. This is the premium level 1 of this set.
Yeah. And some might say the premium level 1 in general. No, there's 2 other options, right?
So what? It's a 6500 Shimakaze?
Yeah, that's it. That's all Mobage had.
Come on.
Yeah, it
this is
sucked.
a double rare. It's
No, hold on. So
Well,
do you know,
no, okay,
with your back row, it was
Wait,
7 or
wait,
7.5.
This profile is always a double rare. This profile has like never actually not been a double rare.
Oh, the ones that keep power?
Constant power
Yeah.
Shimakazes are always a double rare. Always.
Okay, yeah, point.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, so with the back rows that you want to be playing, this card will be 75 on offense and 65 on defense, which is like actually pretty sizable numbers. And then you get a marginal plus as well. But yeah, in Mobage set, you literally had nothing better, so this was like the only combo that you had that you could play. So like once anime set comes out, this card is super irrelevant. Like it's not even a consideration anymore.
Is there like another blue plussing combo at 1?
No.
No, but the other options are just so good. It doesn't matter. Is that a valid argument for you?
I mean,
No.
I don't know.
Well, yes, but
One of those options is even the same character, just in a different color.
Yeah, I love Yachio. She's legal, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's old. Old boss, son. Auntie.
Shut up, Carmen.
What?
Jesus Christ, let me get my thought out.
What? Huh?
Alright, so you can run this in like, if you wanted to run like really all in on like the Sayaka cards from the old set, right? Like the Sayaka's Wish package. This is like an actual plussing, level 1 combo you can play. And it like slots really nicely into blue.
Wow, it's interesting we talk about that. Let's rate this and go to the next card.
Oh wait, did you? No, you didn't.
What?
You didn't say that.
No, it's interesting you mention that. Let's rate this and move to the next card. Because this is kind of whatever. It's fine.
It's very okay. It works for Mobage, kind of, because you play the Wong level 1, but it's a pretty mediocre level 1 combo. If you're playing Shimikaze at level 1, your deck's probably bad. Let's just put it that way. That's where the game is right now.
True.
Shimikaze used to be broken, and then it got phased out.
Hey, now this is a really good card.
Next card. It's you, Niko. You get it.
Okay, so if you have 4 more magic characters, this gets -1 level in hand. Neat. When this is placed from hand to the stage, this gets 4,500 power and the following ability until the next end of your opponent's turn. During battles involving this, no player may play backup from hand. Note that the card on the left is not a backup. And then final, when this card is placed from hand to the stage, you can discard a card. If so, choose a Sayaka's Wish in your waiting room and return it to your hand. This card is pretty good.
Yeah, this is like the dopest card in Magia Record. Like, just straight up.
Body out on the board, and whenever she loses power, because she's kind of guaranteed to hold that lane for, I would probably just honestly say both players' turns, unless they choose to, like, bottom deck bomb it or something. If you're attacking in the right order, she shouldn't even, like, be threatened with that. But, yeah. Comes into play, kind of guarantees holding a lane, and then even after all that, if she's, like, on the board the next turn and she gets another attack off, they try to kill it, you can just wish her away and get a card in your clock. Yep, super solid card. Did you want to add anything to that, Wibbs?
One of the issues, I mentioned this in Slime, actually, the only other thing I've been on this channel. One of the issues with events in general is that you have to draw them, and drawing events kind of sucks. It's like having a Bonders to events that immediately grab them is always a plus, and this card grabs a really good event. Like a really good event. Sayaka's Wish is a really good card. That card, like,
there's a reason why it's not reprinted.
that card, like was Madoka when Madoka was an actual deck way back when.
It was the meta defining card in the set.
Yeah, and like it's still good to this day. So, like, yeah, good synergy, really good synergy.
Does this card come in SP?
No, it comes as an SR.
Oh, SR, yeah.
That's a shame.
You need 4, Andy.
I'm kind of upset it doesn't come SP, but I'm also happy that I won't have to buy 4 SPs.
Only 4 SRs, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's kind of like a boon.
I like the unlimited blade works going on in the background with all the swords on the ground.
Dude, this is the same Sayaka I have on my deck box. I have a deck box with this on it. That's where I've seen that before.
Yeah, this is
awesome picture.
This is one of her uncap arts. This is her final uncap art, is it?
This is the
or is it
final
4-star?
art. No, this is the final art.
Okay, yeah. It's like the only issue with this card, actually, that like makes me put it as a minus is that you have to play Wish to like actually get value out of it. Like, if you're not playing Wish, I don't think this card's worth playing whatsoever. And so, like, to play this card, you have to dedicate deck slots, like usually 4 deck slots towards it, because you want like 2 of this and then 2 of Wish. And I think that's like an actual drawback to a deck that has better stuff to be playing or wants to be playing other cards.
That's a reasonable point. Yeah.
Still dope though. Big fan of this card.
I was like, you're still investing in blue, as of like the anime set, quite a bit. So this is definitely something you're going to take into consideration, though, just because of all the points we talked about. Wish is still hella good, and big bodies are still pretty cool too.
So, like, what's better, this or Felicia?
Felicia.
Why not both? Yeah, Felicia's overall better.
Felicia. No, Felicia.
Well, Felicia's more splashable, of course.
Just a healer is better.
Yeah.
This is like delayed, right? Like, pay 2, ditch a card. It's pay 3, ditch a card, heal 1 to hand. So pay 2, ditch nothing. Heal, delay, right? Am I doing that right? Pay 3.
You had a Saka character as well.
I think this also this kind of helps a little bit because you're probably seeing a bit more ReZero and stuff in the English meta.
Yeah.
So this kind of just tells both their rest counter and their anti-change counter no. So long as you're attacking.
Yeah, ReZero is bigger in English by a considerable margin right now.
Yep. Overlord also just came out. That might be an actual deck when events eventually start coming back in like 2022 or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, they also have tap counter.
Ryan, you should deck build with me.
I'll deck build it. I will deck build this with you, sure.
I was talking about Overlord, but yeah, Madoka too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Overlord sucks. The deck is awful.
Hey, well, you can't have it both ways, dude. Pick a side of the fence and stay on it.
Damn. Are we picking sides? Are we fighting? I love fighting.
No, because everyone's gonna say it sucks, and I'm not gonna
All
accept
right, let's move to the next card. Something we can't fight over. Yachio's Juicy Thigh.
Woo!
Legal, by the way. She's in college. It's legal.
I
Whose
really
card
like
is
this
this?
art.
Whose card is this?
This should be Wibs because I just did mine.
Is it me? I wanted to talk about Kaoru. Can I do this?
I'll do this
Kaoru?
one. You can do Kaoru.
Yeah,
How
we
about that?
we can save you for Kaoru.
Yeah, I'll do
Oh,
Thigh Girl.
baby.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
we got Thigh Girl. All your other level 1 characters, the Juicy Thighs get 500 power. Brainstorm rest 2 characters. Look at 4 cards for each climax. Search for a magic character.
This is probably your
This was
premier
the,
brainstorm in
This is the brainstorm
the-
you're talking about.
in the Gotcha game
Yep.
set.
Yep, this is the brainstorm we're talking about. It's the premier brainstorm. Or it should be the premier brainstorm for Mobage decks only, and then it gets phased out with anime because it gets power crept.
Or wait,
It has inherent
aren't
synergy with
there?
your zeros.
How is this the premier brainstorm? This is a rest 2. The other ones are both rest
The
1.
first
Well,
effect.
we can talk about that when we get to Kaoru. Kaoru is why
Yeah.
rest 2 brainstorms are better than rest 1 in Madoka specifically. We can talk about that when we get to Kaoru. Okay?
You'll have to take
just
a
bear
right
with
now.
us.
Just wait a couple cards.
Just
Okay.
bear with us. Tap 2 brainstorms are better than tap self in Madoka.
I
As
trust
it stands. As it stands.
I'm gonna give this like the C plus just for the fucking like because rest 2 without the counters whatever, but the first effect is super relevant for Mobage specifically.
Yeah.
I
It's good for your
almost
level
want to
ones.
kind of like lower this actually, just because like it gets I think like it gets really phased out with the advent of the Iroha brainstorm.
I guess
Dude, it
that's
gets-
true. Yeah.
It gets fucking put behind the shed, and then like Iroha takes a gun and then blows her brains out.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
because-
Gowlers.
Fucking like
because-
straight up old
Yeah,
Yeller.
because the racing horse like broke its ankle and it can't race anymore, so you put it out of its misery.
Jesus. With that
That's
kind
F
of
for Old
thighs,
Yeller.
with those thighs, you take that thigh out back.
Worse like that. Look at those thighs, dude.
Look at that! Look at that strong stance. All right, we can move on.
This is the really good ascension arc for Yachio. though.
Jesus Christ, dude. Oh man.
This is dope art, like just without the thigh. This
Yeah,
is good
dude,
art.
mobile game art is always fucking sick because they don't use shitty fucking anime screenshots. They use like actual commissioned art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's true.
That is nice.
They drew that,
Card art.
that thigh and butt with care. Man, I would watch our content. I'll go back and watch this video.
All right.
All right, you can do this
Do
one.
we
Webs.
need to discuss this one?
It's
a
a,
2K
yeah,
counter.
no,
Hey,
we don't discuss 2Ks.
It's a
Well,
2K counter. The important part of this card is the tummy. You look at Iroha's tummy. It's poking out a little bit. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Iroha's
I was gonna mention
adorable.
that on the first Iroha card. She's got this weird like.
Okay, so she's
Shirt
also wearing a hood,
thing.
and hoods are pretty cool.
Hoods are powerful. She's adorable. She's got pretty hair. She fires people. She shoots people with a crossbow. Like actually perfect.
Oh,
workmanship.
crossbows
Dude,
aren't gun.
She can
2K
even
minus.
cook well. She's literally a wife.
Yeah, Iroha's
It's
pretty good.
actually canon that Madoka can't cook well. You know, Iroha's just sounding like a better main character all around.
It's like Madoka Jr.
Hmm.
Imagine like Madoka, but like with a spine right off the bat. That's Iroha.
Damn. Madoka a bad character? No.
No, Madoka's a great character.
Yeah, because she's with Homura.
That's the one. That's the ticket.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, but this is a 2K. We don't have to waste time. We can move on. All right, I'll take this one. It's Futaba, literally. Same fucking profile. On play, reveal top. If it's a character, mark grit, gains a level and 1500 power. You may marker the card. Card's good.
Yep.
Premium.
Another-
Field plusing 0.
We like the Futaba profile.
That's a
on this
handsome
channel?
card right there.
Yeah,
That's a
the
handsome
card art
Does
is
this come in
dip.
foil? I hope this comes in foil.
This is
No,
an uncommon, my
It's
guy.
an uncommon.
Card's dope, though.
Really? There should be a foil of this.
She
Yeah,
has an eye
card-
patch.
Card's really good. Art's really good. It's like this is like the premier beater for the set. It has synergy with Yachio. It stays the premier beater, at least in my eyes, with the anime set going forward. It's good. Card's good. Buy 4. This
I
card's
think
expensive.
Seems
there's
better
like
than
one
the,
small issue in that sometimes the top check can fail if you're running an event heavy deck, and that's like
Yeah.
I mean,
the
even
only
Bang
real
Dream,
downside.
dude, even
Just
Bang Dream plays that.
Just pass the player skill check and don't be bad.
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
is right.
Well, what?
Even Bang
Is
Dream
this
runs
better than
Futaba.
Is this better than the
Yachio?
Yachio at
Yes.
the start?
Yes.
Yeah, it kills cards. Okay, it kills cards. I mentioned this earlier. This deck, even with Mobage, but like this deck is trying to spam brainstorms, so it has inherent synergy with the deck's core game plan of trying to spam brainstorms because it makes you dig deeper for your brainstorms.
Yeah, I was about to say the fact that you may marker the card, just it's an oversized, the field plussing 0 that has value later on in the game.
You get
in
information
any
from
way.
the marker too, but yeah,
it's
like whether
always
you need
good.
that soul trigger or not. Yeah,
Card's good, art's good.
the card's super solid. It works. Well, Wibbs is about to start discussing the next card, but yeah.
Okay,
really
before we
great
go to
in
the next card,
brainstorm or game
what's
plan.
the highest rating that you can give
S.
on this show?
S
What is
plus,
highest?
X
S
rated.
S
You
plus.
can make something up if you wanted to, dude.
S
Okay.
plus.
There's no rules here.
Okay, really quick. S plus card.
Yep.
This card is fucking
Yep.
broken. This card is stupid broken. This card's fucking amazing.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Okay,
Go
this is
ahead,
Karu. This is
This is a
Karu.
common, by the way. This is a
Yeah,
common.
this is a common. I think this card's like 200 yen each in Japan right now, and it sells out really quick. You play
$2
4 of it
common.
in every single Madoka deck, no question. Okay, sorry. On play, you can on play, or when this card gets reversed, you can scry top to bottom. Okay, it's pretty good, right?
Pretty good. I like it.
You get to dig deeper for your brainstorms. You can potentially like scum cancels early or whatever, like confirm triggers, whatever. It's good. The second effect, if you're level 2 or higher, you can change this card, and the cost for the change is sending this to stock. If you do, you can play this irrelevant piece of garbage card that you're never even going to know existed, 2-1, from your hand in the space before it. But that doesn't matter.
Hold on. I have to
this-
pause real quick. Kazumi has a witch hat, so she can't be that relevant.
Shut
Come on.
Niko, be quiet.
Well, I would like to know what the Kazumi does.
It doesn't matter.
It has a
It's like
climax combo.
It's like an 8K with some climax combo that does something. It's really bad. Like, it's really bad. It's so bad. It is so bad. Okay, anyways. So the important part of this card is that it can send itself to stock. So like this card immediately gives you a hand to stock conversion once you hit level 2 onwards, right? Makes sense? So
Yes.
The reason you want to be playing a tap 2 brainstorm in Madoka is because of this card. With this card, it turns every single top 2 brainstorm into like a brainstorm 5+. In anime set, it turns your first brainstorm into a brainstorm 6+, 6+ or more, whenever English. And then because it sends itself to stock, it lets you actually loop brainstorms over and over again.
It lets you salvage stock.
A little,
Which is
so
so
it's a little
disgusting.
less so in
here's-
the Mobage set
here's-
because
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
so-
salvage this card off of the brainstorm.
so
in the
we-
anime set,
We talked about the Yachio before, and the Yachio is a surge brainstorm. But in anime onwards, the tap 2 brainstorm actually becomes a salvage brainstorm. So once you get to the anime with your salvage brainstorm, you can loop this card theoretically indefinitely and have infinite brainstorms, which then play into being able to refresh your deck every turn. So have you guys ever played against Fate and
Yeah,
how
it's like
kinda
pre-ban
stupid
Fate.
unbanned Fate is? Madoka, once it gets the salvage brainstorm, kind of plays similar to unbanned Fate, where every turn they're just going to try to mill their deck out and refresh every single game, and then just have have infinite resources and have consistently good compression on every turn, and there's nothing you can do about it. All because of this card.
And unlike English Fate, if you're thinking about English Fate and you're someone who only knows the English meta, the big problem with English Fate is because they don't have access to the 3/3 event that they did in JP, they can't recover from bad deck states. Well, we already saw one of them, but Madoka has not one, but also 2 early play healers that are 2 or less, right? So
No, the Sana is
Sana's
4
4 or more, but
Sana's
still,
4 more, yeah.
there are 2 of them, and there's a 2 or less healer. So you have a big card, a good big healer card, to slam down at level 2, further stabilizing you. Even if you eat damage at 2, so long as you stay at 2, you can extend your level 2 game basically infinitely. If Madoka hits this deck state, where they can like continually recur this card, I can tell you from experience, this is absolute hell to play into. They just do nothing but heal. The game goes to like 45, 50 minutes. Like,
They'll
they just
spend
heal.
10
Well, for you maybe, Andy, but for normal people, heal. Like, come on. Like, it's insane.
So is the trick that you play this, you have your rest 2 brainstorm.
So you brainstorm with
You brainstorm, you pop this to your stock.
Okay, so
You
so
brainstorm
the way,
again, you pay this out to salvage
let's-
this.
Rest
let-
2s
let's
can tap
talk-
anything.
Let's talk in regards to anime, because like it
Yeah,
doesn't
for
really
sure.
work with MOBA game. So in anime, the way it works is you have a tap to salvage brainstorm. So you play the tap to salvage brainstorm also scries a card at every single turn. It scries a card. So your first you play this down, it makes your first brainstorm 6. You brainstorm, you hit 1. That 1, or like you hit 1, you hit 2, you salvage another copy of Kaoru. Then you send the first Kaoru to stock, play another Kaoru, play any other card, you get another scry, so this next brainstorm is brainstorm 5 or more. You brainstorm again, you pay out the Kaoru, and then as long as you hit, you salvage Kaoru back. And it loops. You can
It's
constantly keep
infinite.
brainstorming with quote unquote infinite resources.
It sounds like you like get to a point where you have to start overplaying stuff?
No, you don't, because this card sends itself to stock.
This card sends itself to stock, so it opens up zones. And I mentioned this with the Jean earlier, the level 2 support, that you have that card as well, which removes itself while doing something to open up deck slots open up board slots to let you keep playing cards to brainstorm.
And I guess like you're hitting all your brainstorms too. If you're going through your whole deck, you're hitting a bunch of brainstorms too. So even if you're overplaying, you're plussing a whole bunch of cards.
Like the way that I prefer anime deck going forward, the level 1 combo that I play is a stock generating combo. So like you hit your second deck refresh onwards is usually better or like average or above average compared to like a quote unquote regular deck of Weiss.
In terms of compression,
You refresh into second deck with fairly decent compression to the point where a brainstorm 6 or 7 is favored to hit 2. So you hit, and then once you hit that initial 2, the loop begins.
Yeah, it's really disgusting. I've played into it a bazillion times, and I think I can count on one hand how many times y'all have been forced to play over anything. And if you are forced to play over anything, it's with like that Iroha that like pumps something and like a pay 1 top check for.
You have another card that sacks itself. You know the Shido from Data Live, the sack self check 4. Madoka has that as well as a 1/1. So like that's another card that you can use to brainstorm with and then sack itself to like do something else. And then even better, the free fresh gets reprinted in anime set as well, and the anime set free fresh also gives you free memory every time you free fresh up to 3. So like your free fresh is also compression neutral, which like plays into like this like compression stabilization game plan. Whereas like usually like the old free fresh, the Homer is like -1 on compression. So like even though you're constantly free freshing, you just keep this compression level that will be favored to cancel like to like potentially like 1 or twice every turn, and then hit like 2, 3 on brainstorm every single time. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You just have to get to that point in the game. And then not timeout.
If for some reason you don't trust Ryan, Andy, this like, if you for some reason you don't trust Ryan or Niko, I can tell you as the recipient of this terrifying monster, the most ridiculous deck that you can't bring to a tournament unless the tournament has turns. In which case, good shit for English, because you'll be able to time scum every single round. This deck is insane.
Fun fact, I just won a tournament recently by time scumming like 3 of my games with this deck.
There you have it.
Like if your tournament you're going to has turns, which English regionals and up they do have turns. This deck is absolutely absurd because of this card specifically.
Dude, thank God. Fuck all the slime players. Like, just take this deck and be like, oh, you chose to play slime today? That sucks. Get ready to go to turns.
I mean, this is better at like looping and shit than slime.
Counterplay, baby. But can someone tell me what the 2/1 Cosme does? Just team.
It doesn't matter.
I think it's like a Minami or something. I can look it up real quickly if you really want me to, but it's like, I think, is it on a stock soul or is it a book? I forget.
I think it's a stock soul, actually. I think Yashiro was the only book in Mobage.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Carmen-
matter because you would never want a card to come into this card slot if you were playing that engine. No matter what. You would never want a card to come into the slot.
It's a level 3 10k climax combo. On attack, pay 1, choose one of your opponent's level 1 or lower characters and put it in the waiting room so you can snipe back row with it if you want.
And you told me Madoka didn't have a way to snipe back, right?
It
Cool.
doesn't.
That's
It
not
doesn't.
whatever.
This is not a card.
This.
That's not a card. In fact, I'll just get rid of it right now. Don't worry about it, Andy. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's a blue stock soul.
Where's Drew?
Oh, wait, right. Just in case if people listening are new to this game, you can change without a target.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like-
you
like
don't
the-
have to fulfill that.
The effect is choose up to 1. So like you can choose none and just send this card to stock, and then that's
You
how
don't
it
have
works.
to put the clothes back on. You can just take them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Right.
card's absolutely fucking broken in that deck. It's like, I think it's one in recent memory. Well, I can't even say in recent memory because Dal exists, but this is one of the most disgusting things I've witnessed someone do to me. Like in an event setting. It's one of the most like disgusting, degenerate things to watch happen. And then you sit there and you're just like, unless they like whiff one of their brainstorms, which they're never favored to do, like 20% or less chance for them to whiff brainstorm, much less than that on most deck states. You just go like, what am I supposed to do to get out of this other than they whiff, they're left with a deck and I stock swap them? There's no way out. There's like no way out of that deck state once they get in it. You have to rush them to a point where like they can't set it up. And that's like not feasible for most decks. Like, yeah, it's insane.
It doesn't sound like it's broken, right? Because like
You just haven't sat across from it yet.
well,
Do you think?
Don't worry, Andy. You
do you think-
can play against Madoka when I visit you in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It'll be a
Unbanned
good
Fate?
well, I'm
Do you
straight
think
up though.
Unbanned
Like
Fate is
Andy-
broken?
Andy never played against or acknowledged pre-ban fate.
Yeah, like people laugh
hey, don't put
when
thoughts in my head.
people laughed when like Madoka or the anime set came out and people were like calling it like Fate. Like Rintaro on Twitter said that it was kind of like Fate, and people were laughing at it. But this deck is like actually just like Unbanned Fate. It's
Yeah,
doing the exact
it's
same
doing the exact same
degenerate
thing.
bullshit.
So
and
it's
looping free
doing
fractions.
everything Fate used to do except win all the tournaments. I've
There
thought
are
of,
no
like,
tournaments.
all these like charts and
Oh,
shit
okay.
showing like what the meta is.
Yeah, dude, Dal
Magia
and
Record's
Vicana
not on there.
yeah, Dal kind of sucks, and also you like take note in Japan, time is a double loss, and like
Yeah,
this deck
time's
will
double
go
loss.
To time. This
Yeah.
deck will go to time most of the time.
This is
so you-
unplayable in double. That's why I said if you
yeah,
have
it's
turns.
unplayable in like a true Japanese format if you're doing double loss a lot of the times. And
I
none
But
of
guess
the-
what? It's
I wouldn't say
English.
it's fully unplayable. I think the actual reason why it's not showing results in JP Meta right now is like solely because of Data Live. Like this deck can't do anything to Data Live, and Data Live will just kind of run over it and laugh at it. And
I still
destroy
do
it.
think time's
Well,
actually has
'cause
to
this
play
is
a bit
the-
into it. Because even when I'm not like, I feel even when I'm playing this deck, even when I'm not like overly thinking my turns, like I already know what I want to do most of the time. Like it.
When
There's
I'm-
an actual physical amount of time it takes to mill cards, resolve a brainstorm, turn cards sideways, pay out your stock, announce that you're putting this card into stock, summoning something, turn 2 more cards sideways, pay 1, mill 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, take 2 cards back to your
Well,
hand.
Andy, that doesn't matter if you
You know what
win
I
by
mean?
time scumming, but like in a double loss environment where also, and we talk about this a lot, like Ryan's saying like Dal
Well,
sucks for
I was
this
kind
deck,
of just
right?
like giving some context to like.
Yeah,
what you were
it's like
saying.
it takes
even
time.
when you're playing, like even when you're making optimal fast plays, it's not slow playing. There's just a lot of actual cards.
Well,
you
isn't
have
that
to
even
move
better for
faster
you?
plays.
You're a deck that time scums that takes a physically long time to finish its turn. But like going off what Ryan said, it's like
That's
Dal
not really
sucks.
time. That's not time scumming.
Well, but it works to your strategy of winning in turns.
Yeah, I wouldn't really consider that time scumming.
I mean,
Playing
I don't know if
to
I'd go that far.
attrition's- Playing to out.
Out heal, right? Like outlive.
Timer's part of the game. You gotta play to it, dude.
I'm not saying I'm not.
Both players can see it.
I want to
times,
shift. I want to shift more to the Data Live part of it though, because like Ryan's saying, like Data Live, you can't do a lot against Data Live. I talk a lot about how the optimal finishing board for Data Live is like pretty much always in the JP meta, a JP only meta. Kurumi, Icy Tail. This is like a big reason why this deck, even after free freshing, cannot survive that board because it has a lot of stock. It has a compressed deck. Icy Tail hits, puts it to a grave, swings in, that attack cancels, and depending on their deck state, they either stock swap it to remove their entire deck, or they shuffle cards back in if they've hit enough climaxes and just kill the Madoka player instantly. Dow like completely invalidates this currently, even in time.
So if and when if Data Live does get a banning or restriction of some kind, do you guys who play a lot of JP format think Magia Record becomes like the high tier, top tier deck?
Yes.
Like Fate?
Yeah.
It's not going to be the top tier, but it will be a good deck that will probably be getting results once the ban list comes in December, and if like Saikano, Sao, and Data Lab get hit.
Okay.
Yeah. This is like an absolutely broken interaction.
I think if you don't believe this on paper, you might actually just have to play into it a couple times and see how the deck.
Yeah. Because I didn't believe it at first either.
I'm not trying to downplay it, giving it only an A+, but it's like I'm just doing that because it's kind of like build around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like no, I can see how this would be really good.
You really just got to play into it a couple times or watch it be played a couple times. It's so fucking disgusting. Like,
and I'm not trying to question like your guys' opinion. Like, I'm sure it's very good. The only reason I brought up like Data Live and the meta is because
I mean, yeah, that's how you
made it sound like the most broken thing ever. But it's like where are the results
in the context of the set?
In the context of the meta, maybe it's not well positioned now, but going forward, it will be.
Yeah.
Gal just shits on it, man. Like Kurumi, Icy Tail, like alone, that existing destroys the deck.
The way the meta is right now, the way the meta in Japanese is right now, what's the point of not just playing Data Live, Saikano, or Sao? Like there isn't a point to just not be playing those decks if you want to win. That's just like how the meta is right now, and it's miserable. Like Japanese is like actually kind of miserable right now. This format's kind of awful. And it needs a ban list to fix it. And like Madoka falls into the camp of what's the point of playing this when you can just be playing fucking Sao 10th Anniversary or Saikano or Data Life.
Yeah.
Right.
I think someone mentioned earlier that couldn't hit this off the brainstorm or something. Is this not Magic Trade?
No. So what I was mentioning earlier is in regards to just the gacha game set, so just the set we're currently reviewing, this gets a little less value because you cannot salvage this card with the tap to brainstorm.
You can't loop it.
So you're not going to be able to loop it.
You have to have Karu still in your deck to do the loop.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
with the advent, go ahead.
With the Iroha brainstorm that comes in anime is a salvage brainstorm, so you can actually efficiently loop these without having to like jump through the hoops of keeping the Karus in the deck to search as your hit targets.
Yeah, because they don't have a salvage brainstorm attached to. All right,
that makes sense. Yeah,
I think we've discussed this enough. There's like one card, right? This is the card. The card to discuss.
I mean, it's a good thing we did. Like at a glance, like I wouldn't have taken that away from this card at just like a glance, you know what I mean? I probably would have passed over it in my pack, like, oh, that's a cool combo.
I think I would have too, yeah.
But like in the context, like that cool little combo, that's pretty sweet.
All right, events. Who is this? Wibbs talked about that, so it's back to the top. Andy, you get the event.
Oh, I love event cards. We've got cooking book, cooking class. Put a top card from your clock into your waiting room. Search your library for a magic character. Put it in your hand. Send this to memory. It's like Sayaka's Wish if you weren't playing Sayaka's Wish. Also not a counter.
It's fine.
It's fine, but like I don't think you have a spot for it.
Yeah,
you can sometimes find spots for it. This is mainly what I was saying. Like if you're running event heavy decks, just because this is one of the events you could probably consider running, just because it heals you. It kind of wins you. It's okay. This is better. Go ahead.
broken in a vacuum when you think about it. This event's like super overloaded. It does a lot that you want. It's just like hard to justify. That's how I look at this card.
Yeah.
So it's hard to justify slots. It's hard to justify holding these in your hand as like an overhead because Madoka doesn't have good draw or good cantrip to like be able to get these efficiently in the end game.
I don't know. It's just not my type of card. I look at it and say, like, you're not playing to win with this card. You're playing to not lose.
Which is what Madoka does
You're
a
like,
lot of the
fine.
time.
This is what Madoka does for the most
I guess,
Yeah.
but like at that
That's
point, you're
true.
probably running like a playset of wishes already, right? Like,
No.
It's not enough sci-fi.
or no, I guess you're running the heal loop or the brainstorm thing.
Yeah, this card's been when this has been played against me, it feels like it's like pretty good. For the player resolving it. At least
This
like my
is-
opinion as the player playing into it, right? Like it feels like it's doing something valuable because it's pay 1, heal 1, search your deck for a card, so it replaces it, and it removes a card from deck, and then furthermore it does go to memory if your opponent somehow manages to refresh at level 3, which let's be honest, you're Madoka, you're refreshing. So like it does remove itself from the game and remove a card
Like,
from
why
your
not
deck.
just play a healer?
Because it
Because you
feeds
search for the
directly into
healer
your
and then you
strategy.
play the healer.
Yeah, it
Five,
removes a
yeah.
card from your deck when you're trying to refresh every turn. You have to get the 5 cards. So, like, that alone is valuable, right? It has synergy with, like, the strategy you're going for.
Yeah, it seems pretty good on paper. Not mega impactful, but has
Honestly, I
potential.
think if the set had better draw options, like we were just stating earlier, if you had better ways to draw into things, this I think would be a lot better than it currently is. Because right now, if you're playing like these like multiples of like these types of events, you're probably also playing like 1 or 2 of the draw brainstorm to kind of help draw into it on your second deck. And
Right.
As
You're
someone has
making
had it played against
compromises.
me, this event feels like pretty bad to have your opponent resolve against you in like a endgame scenario, especially when they're free freshing. God forbid they play this and then they free fresh. It's like really fucking disgusting.
I mean, that almost seems irrelevant though. Like, they're already winning at that point.
You know-
Isn't that like a win more card?
Oh, so you mean they're not dying, which is the entire
Yeah,
they're
which is
playing
not dying
lose.
to get to turns, which in English means you win the game. In JP, it means you both lose, but in English, it means you
I
win.
mean, that's the definition of a win more card. Like, if you're already in an unbeatable state of compression and free freshing
Yeah,
and
but
all this
Weiss-
stuff, like, why do you need this?
Weiss
Like,
is a
I
game
want-
where you can win more, where if you're at 3-1, in turn scenario, Andy, if you're at 3-1 versus 3-0, and there's literally no way for you to take additional damage other than refresh, God forbid your opponent does some crazy fucking thing, wouldn't you rather be at 3-0? Weiss is a game where you literally can win more, and it actually works. Like, win more isn't really a thing. It's dependent on your deck.
You're getting my gear. You're getting my gears turning now. Though. Like, play
It's-
it. Like, don't actually run a win condition. Just like
Just heal the fuck out of it and
play
win
it-
in
play the
turns.
turns and then
In English, that's a
win.
viable strategy. That's the thing with Madoka. It's like Madoka in English is actually going to be like a big. It's not going to be a problem, but it's going to be like a big thing. It's going to be
Oh
a
my
big
god!
strategy.
It's gonna be like I don't know
You're
if any of you guys follow
actually going to
Magic,
win
but,
in
like,
turns. Like,
This is people who play Teferi on Magic Arena and they don't run a win condition in their deck and they just
Did you guys
a control deck with no win condition. That's the ultimate dream.
did you guys like ever play Pokemon at all?
barely.
Do you
Yeah.
remember Whale Lord EX?
I do remember where Lord EX. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Monica's just the Whale Lord EX of Weiss.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. It is Whale Lord EX. Oh, that's really funny, actually. Yeah, you're just gonna win in turns with this. Like, this is perfect for your strategy. But again, like Niko said, I think the biggest problem with the card is holding it, and Ryan said it too. Holding it in your hand is hard, and getting it into your hand is hard.
Yeah.
Because Madoka as a set doesn't have the ways to get into it.
Yeah, just having it when you want to play it is a problem.
All right, let's finish it out. Let's finish out Mobage here.
All right.
Niko, you told me to put this card on here,
Okay.
so you have to read it.
Okay, well, sure. All right, so we have 3 really good characters on this, so the card's already like a B in my eyes. All right, we use the backup of this to reveal the top card of your library. If it's a magic character, put it in your hand and discard a card from your hand to the waiting room. Literally anti-damage. But in all honesty, this is a generic Leafa profile. We might not even get this card because this is a promo and it's not a box topper. So we'll see if they decide to publish it as like a shop promo or something. But yeah,
it will
Leafa
be.
counter's fine. You do get a 1/1/2K Leafa counter in the Mobage set.
Anime set.
But if you're
Anime
trying to,
set.
yeah, my bad, yeah, the anime set. But if you're trying to splash red, this is probably kind of like a better alternative you can run. Just because it helps with your red fixing, because not a lot of red cards are like super desirable to run. So I think overall this is fine. It's a Leafa counter.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Leafa counter is a fine profile. So
We got Borden wrong. B for Borden. We got Borden wrong on our fucking, what is it?
Did you guys
Jargon
not,
thing.
the jargon video.
Do you guys not know the story of the legend?
We
John
don't know
Borden?
the legend of
Alright.
Borden. We don't. We thought it came from the blog. We all thought it did, but
Damn.
No.
You guys are such children.
we're Zoomers. We're Weiss Zoomers. None of the boomers make content, so the Zoomers got to do it.
Us boomers back in the day, we're here for the glory days, the golden age, if you will, of the statistics. Sao is the best deck in the game. John Borden.
It has
flame.
Leafa counter.
No flame. Leave a counter statistically the best counter in the game, by the way. No flame.
No flame. All right. Well, yeah, that's it for Moge. Guess we'll this ended up being like an extremely long, extremely
Yeah.
in-depth like review.
I think it's because we mainly also covered it in relation to like the anime.
And yeah, I think if you take all the cards from any set and you go to any of our set reviews and you literally only pick the relevant cards, it would be about this long. So like, I'm not upset by it. I think this is about.
Yeah, we
within
kind of just
variance.
cut out the last 20 cards. We're like, oh, this is vanilla 5500. Let's skip
Yeah,
it. Oh, this is 1500 backup. It sucks.
I mean, this was 35 cards. One
Yeah.
of them was a promo. This has
It's a
been
third-
this is
yeah,
two and
it's
a
a
half
third of
hours.
It adds up, yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, like when you're talking about old cards in relation to a new set, right? Like this is pretty typical. You have cards like this Kaoru, right? Where like everyone knew the potential for that. Looping was there, but like there wasn't a salvage brainstorm. Then there was. It was Rest 2, and now it's a massive thing. And like why certain finishers aren't played, like the Yukino one, whatnot. It's all
Yeah,
important
man,
to go over.
it's a very holistic video. Not only do you get a preview of the cards in the set, but we also have experts Niko and Ryan here with us to tell us like all the
Why do I keep getting invited here? I don't even like win anything. At least Ryan like got to go to Worlds and like throw.
maybe you're
Yikes.
just a cool, maybe you're just
So
a cool guy,
hard.
Niko.
I also
Or,
threw
or,
a
or
world.
maybe we just keep bringing you back so it makes me look more credible.
At least you got to eat food, Nico. I threw Worlds, and then Kit King from Burn 1 stole my lunch money. And my final day in Japan, I had to go hungry.
Unlucky.
Did he actually steal your? Did he steal your money?
Yeah, he
It was
did.
your
We
mistake.
did a money match.
Oh, that's
buddy.
so-
I stood in.
yeah.
I was Italian Nico. I had to play
I had
Yue though.
1K yen in my wallet left, like for my final day in Japan, and I was like planning to use it for like lunch before I go to the airport. And then like I get told we're playing a money match with Burn 1, and then we lose. And then Kit's like, "Well, give me your lunch money, kid."
Wow.
I lost to Yue because Yue is too powerful, but I still took his money because we won the trios. But then Yue got stuck there for another 3 days, so I'm sure he got that money back at some
Oh,
point.
dude, you did it. You actually, you became me. I got carried by Kit and D. So did you.
Oh man. But yeah, I guess that's it for Mobage. We'll see you guys in the anime set.